8 reasons why chosen ones are the nicest people, but the most dangerous when provoked. Still waters run deep. That old saying holds a powerful truth, especially when it comes to the chosen ones. Welcome to Spiritual Wisdom, where we dive into the depths of spirituality and personal transformation. In today's video, we're uncovering 8 reasons why chosen ones are the kindest souls you'll ever meet, but also the most dangerous when pushed too far. These are not just traits to observe, they're principles to live by. As you watch, ask yourself, do you see these traits in yourself? Have you ever had to protect your peace with power? Leave a comment below and let us know how this resonates with your journey. Don't forget to like and share this video if it speaks to your soul, because true growth begins when wisdom meets action. 1. Healing energy that can burn. Chosen ones radiate a spiritual energy that calms storms in others, yet stirs chaos in those who are hiding behind masks. Their presence feels like a balm to the broken, a safe haven for the weary, but for those living in falsehood or ego, it becomes a mirror that reflects everything they don't want to see. Their peace isn't passive, it's powerful. Their light doesn't only comfort, it exposes. It reveals intentions, unmasks deception, and holds up truth like a torch in the darkness. While they may not speak often, when they do, their words pierce through illusion. And even when they remain silent, their energy speaks with divine clarity. This is the paradox of the chosen one's aura. It heals, but it also burns. Their spiritual frequency is so high, so pure, that anything not in alignment cannot remain hidden. Those operating in manipulation or selfishness may feel disturbed in their presence, not because the chosen one is judgmental, but because truth cannot coexist with illusion. Their light is cleansing, and cleansing is rarely comfortable. Just as fire purifies gold, the vibration of a chosen one strips away the unnecessary, the toxic, the inauthentic. And that burn is not cruelty, it's transformation. They carry a divine assignment to be both refuge and refiner. Their compassion is not naive, nor is their kindness without discernment. They know who they are, and they know what they carry. Their warmth is genuine, but it is guarded by spiritual strength. When they are tested, pushed beyond their spiritual boundaries, what awakens in them is not rage, it is sacred fire. Not the fire that consumes aimlessly, but the fire that corrects, protects, and realigns. It is a divine force that rises to defend their light and maintain their mission. This duality is what makes them both the safest and most dangerous souls to encounter. Safe because their energy is rooted in love, wisdom, and truth. Dangerous because they cannot and will not tolerate spiritual manipulation. Their niceness is not to be confused with weakness. It is restraint. It is the choice to act from love, even when provoked. But if cornered, if betrayed, if spiritually violated, they become vessels of divine justice. They don't need to raise their voice. Their vibration does the work. And in that moment, everything false begins to crumble, not because they wish harm, but because the presence of truth leaves no room for anything else. Their life is a constant balancing act between soothing and shaking, between holding space and setting fire to illusion. That's the sacred burden they carry. They are the healers with swords made of light. And while they walk in peace, they are never unarmed. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Have you ever experienced the healing presence of someone whose energy was both comforting and confronting? Share your perspective on the power of divine energy that both soothes and reveals. Let's continue this spiritual conversation in the comments. 2. Patience that has purpose, not limits. Patience, for the chosen ones, is not a passive state, but a spiritual strategy. It is rooted in divine wisdom, not emotional restraint. While others may misinterpret their calm as weakness, the truth is far more powerful. Their stillness is strength under control. Their ability to wait is not because they lack the courage to act, but because they understand the sacred timing of life. Their patience is purposeful. It creates space for alignment, for truth to rise, for others to reveal their true intentions. Every second they remain silent is not wasted. It is a calculated offering to the universe, a chance for others to meet them in truth and integrity. They are not avoiding confrontation. They are simply choosing the higher path for as long as it serves spiritual balance. But that balance has its limits. And when those limits are reached, something ancient and divine stirs within them. Their patience does not expire with noise or chaos. It breaks like thunder in the soul. A calm sea turning into a tidal wave. The energy shifts. The silence turns to movement. The waiting ends, not because they've lost control, but because the moment of divine action has arrived. They do not scream. They do not threaten. They simply become unapologetically aligned with truth, cutting through illusion like a blade of light. This shift is not emotional. It is spiritual. A cosmic boundary is drawn. The chosen one no longer negotiates with disrespect, no longer makes room for deception. They move forward with the full weight of divine permission, guided by an inner force that says, enough. The patience they once offered as grace is now withdrawn as spiritual consequence. And in that withdrawal, others finally feel the depth of what they lost. The safety, the warmth, the presence of someone who waited in love but would not wait in delusion. When a chosen one walks away, it is not out of anger, but out of sacred clarity. Their kindness was never naivety. Their silence was never confusion. It was all part of a divine framework, measured, deliberate, and deeply aware. And when that framework shifts, when the threshold is crossed, the one who once waited becomes the one who walks with power. Their energy changes. Their eyes see through everything. They no longer explain, defend, or beg to be understood. They simply become a mirror reflecting truth, and in that mirror, all falsehood is exposed. What was once soft now becomes solid. What was once tender becomes unshakable. This is the spiritual fire hidden beneath the chosen one's gentleness. It burns away illusion. It ends cycles. It resets atmospheres. And those who misunderstood their patience as permission soon realized they were never dealing with a passive soul. They were standing in the presence of divine restraint. And now that restraint is gone, and what remains is raw truth, sacred power, and a soul fully awakened. If this message speaks to your spirit, comment below. I wait with purpose. Let your words reflect your strength, your strategy, and your divine timing. Your patience is not weakness, it's power under control. 3. When they snap, it's divine judgment. Chosen ones rarely express anger, but when they do, it is not emotional chaos. It is divine precision. Their silence is not weakness. It is a spiritual strategy. Their kindness is not ignorance. It is sacred discipline. They walk in peace because they understand the weight of their energy. But when someone continues to abuse that peace, when lies, betrayal, or injustice reach a spiritual threshold, their reaction becomes something else entirely. It is not rage. It is a revelation. Their words don't lash out. They expose. When a chosen one speaks from the depths of spiritual clarity, illusions fall away. Their voice shakes hidden darkness, not because they are loud, but because they are aligned. What they say in those moments carries the vibration of higher truth. It stirs something ancient in others, something that forces people to look at what they've tried to hide. Their anger does not bruise, it awakens. Their tone is not violent, it's volcanic, measured, sacred, and transformative. There is a spiritual intensity behind their confrontation. It is not to destroy, but to cleanse. Just like lightning strikes not to punish the earth, but to release built-up pressure in the sky, chosen ones snap when energetic tension becomes unbearable. They are protectors of balance. They allow disharmony to continue only for so long before their higher self steps forward not to argue, but to correct. What others interpret as losing it is actually spiritual alignment demanding order. People often misjudge the chosen one's gentleness. They think kindness means soft boundaries. But kindness without discernment is self-betrayal, and chosen ones do not betray themselves. They love fiercely, but they also protect their energy with just as much fire. When provoked repeatedly, their soul responds not in ego, but in sacred defense. The look in their eyes shifts. Their words become sharper, their energy unshakable. That's when you realize you were never dealing with just a kind person. You were dealing with someone deeply spiritual, spiritually armed, and divinely guided. And what they say in that moment will echo. Their words, even if brief, will linger in the minds of those who heard them, not because they were cruel, but because they carried truth. Truth that stripped away comfort. Truth that refused to be ignored. Truth that people may deny in the moment, but will eventually be forced to confront. This is the divine judgment chosen ones carry. Their voice becomes a mirror, and mirrors never lie. The purpose of their snapping is not revenge. It's release, a reset, a divine clearing. Just like a spiritual storm doesn't come to punish, but to restore balance, so does the chosen one's wrath. It is rare, but it is real. It is not frequent, but it is powerful. And once it happens, things never go back to the way they were. That's because their reaction wasn't just emotional, it was spiritual. And spiritual fire always leaves transformation in its wake. Don't forget to subscribe for more spiritual wisdom on how divine judgment flows through chosen ones, not in anger, but in truth. Their voice isn't just a reaction, it's a revelation. 4. They protect others and themselves. They are naturally drawn to protect the vulnerable, not for praise or recognition, but because something deep within their spirit responds to injustice. They don't just watch suffering, they feel it. And because of that, they act. Whether it's defending someone who's being disrespected, standing up against manipulation, or simply offering silent support to someone in pain, their presence becomes a spiritual shield. Their kindness is not weakness, it's a sacred strength. As the saying goes, speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves. Chosen ones live this principle in both subtle and powerful ways. But their protection doesn't stop at others. They fiercely protect themselves too. They know that to be a true light in the world, they must guard their own flame. This is where many people misunderstand them. When a chosen one cuts someone off, sets a firm boundary, or disappears from a toxic environment, it's not about revenge. It's spiritual maintenance. They are not being dramatic. They are being discerning. Their energy is sacred, and they refuse to let chaos drink from their well. Just like you wouldn't leave your door open to a storm, they will not leave their soul exposed to draining energies. This fierce self-protection is born from spiritual awareness. They've learned often through pain that not everyone deserves access to them. Some people come only to take, to drain, to disturb the peace. So the chosen one learns to say no. They become comfortable with silence, with solitude, with walking away when peace is threatened. It's not about pride. It's about preservation. And if someone misinterprets that as arrogance, it's only because they've never known the cost of spiritual clarity. Chosen ones understand that protecting their own spirit is a duty, not an option. Every time they walk away from what harms them, they are choosing growth. Every time they let go of someone who no longer respects their energy, they are choosing alignment. Cutting people off isn't cruelty, it's self-respect rooted in spiritual depth. They've realized that not all connections are meant to last forever. Some were simply lessons, mirrors, or temporary teachers. And when that season ends, they move on not with hate, but with healing. Their ability to protect others and themselves makes them spiritually powerful and emotionally resilient. It's what makes them appear so calm on the surface, yet so fierce when crossed. Underneath their gentle demeanor lies a soul that refuses to be trampled. They have cried enough, endured enough, and forgiven enough to know that peace is the highest priority. And that is why, when they finally say, "Enough," it echoes not just as a decision, but as a divine boundary. Comment below, "I protect my peace," if you believe that guarding your energy is a form of spiritual self-love. Let your voice be heard and inspire others to honor their boundaries too. 5. Their rage is quiet but devastating. They don't explode. They don't scream. They simply walk away, and in that quiet departure lies a devastation no storm could match. When chosen ones are hurt or betrayed, they don't retaliate with noise. Instead, they withdraw, with a calm so deep it unsettles the soul. Their silence is not passive, it is precise. It's not weakness, it's a form of spiritual protection. And once they're gone, what remains behind is not just an empty space, it's the collapse of an entire emotional and energetic support system. Their presence was a shield. A chosen one carries an energy that uplifts, stabilizes, and brings peace to those around them. Most people don't even realize how much they depended on that energy until it disappears. Without them, confusion sets in. Relationships start to decay. Environments once filled with calm begin to unravel. The people who once relied on their light begin to stumble in the dark. This is not because the chosen one cursed them, but because they removed the divine grace that covered them. Their love, once taken for granted, becomes a ghost that haunts the atmosphere they left behind. What makes this even more powerful is that chosen ones don't explain themselves. They don't beg to be understood. Their silence is the statement. It speaks louder than any confrontation ever could. When they disappear, it sends a ripple through the spiritual field. Suddenly, truth surfaces. Masks fall. Karma begins to do its work, undisturbed by noise or resistance. The absence of a chosen one becomes a mirror, and those who wrong them are forced to face themselves without the buffer of grace they once enjoyed. This kind of departure isn't impulsive. It's a spiritual strategy. It's the final boundary after too many chances were given. too many red flags ignored. And once they reach that point, their decision is irreversible. They don't return. They don't reopen doors. They understand that protecting their energy is an act of self-respect and divine obedience. Because when a chosen one walks away, they're not abandoning anyone, they're returning to themselves. Their quiet rage is sacred. It is guided by divine timing and higher knowing. It doesn't destroy with fire, it destroys with absence. And that absence creates space for spiritual truth to unfold. While others scream to be heard, the chosen one leaves and lets God do the speaking. That's why their silence burns deeper than any insult, any revenge, any scream. It's not emotional, it's cosmic. There is no power greater than walking away with peace in your soul and your head held high. That is the chosen one's way. Not through war, but through withdrawal. Not to punish, but to preserve. And when they leave, everything they once held together begins to fall apart, not because they cursed it, but because their presence was the blessing all along. Do you feel the power of quiet withdrawal? If so, declare it in the comments. My silence speaks louder than words I am chosen. 6. Their intuition is a spiritual weapon. Chosen ones possess a spiritual intuition so precise it often feels supernatural. This is not mere gut instinct. It's divine perception, rooted in their deep connection with higher realms. They can enter a space and immediately sense what others can't. Emotional shifts, energetic imbalances, and hidden motives. While others rely on logic and surface-level analysis, chosen ones see with the eyes of the spirit. Their ability to read energy is not something learned. It is encoded within them, awakened through spiritual trials and divine assignments. Their spiritual awareness allows them to effortlessly uncover deception. They don't need to confront or accuse. Their energy alone makes liars uncomfortable. When someone with ill intent stands before a chosen one, the truth begins to tremble. Even without saying a word, their presence brings what's hidden to light. This doesn't come from suspicion, but from alignment with truth. The chosen ones carry a frequency that exposes what cannot live in the light. Their intuition doesn't guess, it reveals. And when they do speak, their words land like thunder in silence. Not because they are loud, but because they are true. Their tone is calm, their delivery peaceful, yet their message pierces through illusions and masks. One sentence, one phrase, can unravel years of denial in someone's life. That is the power of spiritually charged truth. It doesn't just inform, it transforms. This is why their silence is often misunderstood. They aren't quiet because they're unsure. They're quiet because they're watching, discerning, and choosing when to speak divine clarity into a situation. What most people miss is that this level of discernment is hard-earned. Chosen ones are often forged through pain, abandonment, betrayal, and spiritual warfare. They've been through seasons where they couldn't trust anyone, so they learned to trust God and themselves. That trust became a spiritual compass, guiding them through every relationship and environment. Their intuition is not paranoid, it's prophetic. It doesn't stem from fear. It's fueled by divine insight. And once that inner voice speaks, they don't second guess it, they move. Their spiritual sensitivity makes them fiercely protective of their peace. They will walk away without explanation, cut ties without noise, and distance themselves without bitterness, not out of arrogance, but out of alignment. When their spirit detects misalignment, no excuse or apology can convince them to stay. They don't need evidence when they have revelation. They don't need drama when they have discernment. To some, this may seem cold or confusing, but to the chosen ones, it's survival. It's spiritual obedience. Ultimately, the intuition of a chosen one is not just about sensing others, it's about staying aligned with their divine purpose. They don't chase clarity from the outside world because they carry it within. Their life is not led by chance, but by spiritual instruction. And this makes them some of the most deeply guided, emotionally intelligent, and energetically untouchable people on the planet. If this message resonates with your spirit, leave a comment of faith. I trust my spiritual intuition. It protects, guides, and reveals truth. Let your light shine and inspire others to embrace their divine gift of discernment. 7. Their mercy has a threshold. Forgiveness flows naturally from the heart of a chosen one. Their spirit is grounded in love, their soul shaped by deep spiritual understanding. They see beyond the surface of human flaws, offering compassion where others demand retribution. Again and again, they open their hearts to those who wound them, believing in transformation, hoping their grace will inspire change. But what many fail to understand is that this mercy has a threshold. Their patience is not endless, nor is their forgiveness blind. It is intentional, spiritual, and sacred, but not without boundaries. When you interact with someone chosen by divine purpose, you are entering a space covered by spiritual protection. Their energy doesn't just benefit them, it shields those around them. Their prayers hold weight. Their love radiates healing. Their presence opens doors in the spirit. But when that sacred space is violated repeatedly, something begins to shift. They don't explode. They don't lash out. Instead, they quietly withdraw. The energy that once covered you, uplifted you, and protected you begins to fade. And in its place, divine justice enters the room. Mercy is not weakness. It's divine strength under control. When chosen ones continue to forgive, it's not because they are unaware of the harm done to them. It's because they are giving you time. Time to align. Time to grow. Time to meet them in the realm of honesty and humility. But grace is not a loophole for spiritual abuse. When someone crosses the line too many times, chosen ones understand that stepping away is not punishment. It is obedience to a higher order. There is a spiritual law at work. When a chosen one removes their presence, they also remove the covering of grace that once surrounded those connected to them. This is why the silence of a chosen one can feel heavier than 1,000 words. Their absence speaks loudly to the spirit. Things start to fall apart, not because they wished you harm, but because their divine alignment was holding things together. And when they are gone, that spiritual scaffolding collapses. What remains is the consequence of dishonor. Being around a chosen one is a spiritual gift, and yet many only realize its value after it's gone. Their patience, their love, their mercy, it was never owed. It was a sacred offering, and sacred things are not to be trampled. Just as a lion doesn't roar with every offense, a chosen one doesn't respond to every wound. But when their threshold is crossed, they respond not with vengeance, but with withdrawal, and that is when heaven begins to speak. Spiritual mercy is like a divine river. It flows with power, clarity, and life. But rivers have edges, and when crossed carelessly, they flood and wash away what is unstable. Chosen ones understand this truth. Mercy is meaningful because it has limits. Their silence is not defeat. It is a signal that something higher is now taking over. If this message resonates with your soul, leave a like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss powerful spiritual insights. Type in the comments, "I honor mercy, but I respect divine justice," to affirm your awareness and spiritual growth. 8. Their energy changes environments. Chosen ones possess a rare spiritual frequency that transcends personality or charm. They carry an atmosphere. Their energy doesn't just enter a room, it transforms it. You feel them before they speak. Their presence can lift the emotional temperature, dissolve tension, and usher in calm simply by existing. They don't try to impress or dominate. Instead, their vibration naturally aligns with peace, truth, and divine order. People are drawn to them instinctively, sensing a kind of invisible authority, one rooted not in ego, but in spirit. It's not a performance. It's who they are at the core, molded through pain, growth, and a sacred calling. But when their energy is disturbed, everything shifts. They don't need to raise their voice or make a dramatic exit. Just their spiritual withdrawal changes the entire environment. What was once warm now feels cold. The peace they carried is replaced by a heaviness that reveals what was hidden beneath the surface. Their energy is no longer protecting the space, and without it, things start to fall apart. People may not understand what's happening, but they feel it. The emotional safety vanishes. That's the power of a chosen one's spirit. When aligned, they heal. When agitated, they disrupt. And not out of malice, but because their energy can no longer tolerate the lie. Their silence holds spiritual weight. When they go quiet, it's not avoidance, it's discernment. Chosen ones don't waste their words. Their silence is a mirror, forcing others to confront themselves. It's not just the absence of sound, it's the presence of spiritual clarity. The truth starts to echo louder in the silence they leave behind. People start feeling exposed, uncomfortable, convicted, because chosen ones don't need to fight battles the usual way. Their spirit speaks for them. Their energy does the work. As the saying goes, when you walk with integrity, your silence is more powerful than their lies. This is why betrayal or disrespect cuts so deep when aimed at a chosen one. Not because they're fragile, but because they were the very ones holding the spiritual fabric of the relationship or environment together. They were the anchor, the light, the unseen protector. And when they're pushed too far, that light withdraws, not to punish, but to protect its own sacred path. And those left behind are forced to sit in the space that light once filled. That's not vengeance, it's divine order correcting itself. So when a chosen one is quiet, don't be fooled. Still waters run deep, and theirs run through spiritual realms you can't see, but can definitely feel. They don't react, they respond. And their response is always aligned with a higher intelligence. Their silence isn't passive, it's sacred. It's the stillness that comes before transformation. Because even when they walk away, their energy lingers. And whether it heals or haunts depends entirely on how you treated them when they stayed. To honor the power of your presence and the spiritual impact you carry, declare it with intention. Comment below, "I shift energy with purpose," to affirm your divine influence and inspire others to walk in their sacred power. And remember, being kind doesn't mean being weak. The chosen ones carry a deep spiritual strength that should never be underestimated. Their patience is sacred, but when provoked, Their energy becomes a force of divine correction. If this message has resonated with you, don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who needs this wisdom, and subscribe to Spiritual Wisdom. Hit the notification bell so you never miss another powerful message on your journey of awakening. Stay grounded, stay protected, and stay true to your spiritual path. Chosen one. This is why you can't be around too many people. Spiritual truth you must know. Your vibe attracts your tribe. This timeless saying carries deep spiritual truth, especially for those who are chosen. If you've ever felt drained after being around too many people, or if your energy shifts depending on the room you walk into, this video is for you. On Spiritual Wisdom, we uncover why your soul feels the need to retreat and why protecting your energy isn't isolation, it's elevation. Being chosen means your spirit operates at a higher frequency, and not everyone is meant to be in your space. As you watch, reflect on how these insights apply to your life and ask yourself, who truly deserves access to your energy? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if this resonates with your journey toward personal growth and spiritual happiness. Let's dive in. 1. You are divinely chosen and set apart for a sacred mission. You are not here by accident. You've been divinely chosen and set apart for something far greater than the ordinary. Your soul was not designed to fit into the noise and distractions of this world. From the beginning, there's been something different about you, an unshakable inner knowing that your life carries purpose, that your presence shifts atmospheres, and that your spiritual journey cannot be compared to those around you. You were not made to follow the crowd. You were born to lead others out of it. Your path is not one of comfort. It is one of awakening. This is why you feel so deeply. This is why certain environments overwhelm you, why you've never been able to tolerate meaningless conversations or shallow connections. Your energy is sacred. Your spirit is tuned to a higher frequency. You carry a spiritual assignment to disrupt what keeps people asleep, to guide others toward truth, and to protect the divine light that burns within you. The people around you may never fully understand the weight you carry, but that does not make your mission any less real. You can't be around too many people because your energy absorbs everything. You feel what others suppress. You sense what they ignore. And too much exposure to the wrong energies can leave you feeling drained, anxious, or confused, not because you're weak, but because your spiritual sensitivity is part of your gift. This sensitivity is your compass, guiding you away from what is misaligned and toward what is holy. God has intentionally created this distance to protect your clarity and preserve your power. The crowd clouds your connection to the divine, but solitude sharpens it. Many don't realize that spiritual awakening often begins with separation. In the quiet, God speaks. In isolation, your purpose unfolds. That's why your seasons of being alone are not empty. They are sacred. These are the moments where your gifts are activated, where divine instructions are given, and where your soul remembers its assignment. Even Jesus withdrew to lonely places to pray before stepping into his greatest miracles. Your isolation is not punishment. It is preparation. You've always sensed that you were different, not just in personality, but in essence. You see through things. You feel the truth beneath the surface. You have the ability to detect when someone's spirit is in pain, even when their words pretend otherwise. This is not random. It's not burdensome. It's divine intelligence working through you. You were chosen to be a vessel of light, and the weight of that calling demands a level of protection, discernment, and discipline that others simply may never understand. You're not meant to be available to everyone. You're meant to be aligned with purpose. So if you felt misunderstood, distant, or alone, remember, that's exactly how chosen ones are prepared. You are not losing connections. You are shedding illusions. You are not being forgotten. You are being focused. Your journey is sacred. Your sensitivity is strength. And your separation is the birthplace of your awakening. Comment below. I am chosen for a higher purpose. Let this be your declaration of faith and alignment. Your light is needed now more than ever. 2. Your isolation is divine protection, not punishment. The isolation you feel is not a punishment, it is divine strategy. You have been set apart, not cast aside. The moments of loneliness, the silences that echo louder than any crowd, the distance you feel from others, these are not signs of rejection. They are signs of protection. When God calls someone into something great, He often removes them from the noise of the world so He can speak clearly to their soul. Just like Moses spent years in the wilderness before becoming a leader, just like Elijah withdrew to hear the whisper of God, and just like Jesus fasted alone for 40 days before beginning His ministry, your isolation is not random. It is sacred preparation. You carry a spiritual frequency that is rare. Your energy is not meant to be diluted by everyone's presence. There is something in you that reacts deeply to noise, chaos, and spiritual misalignment. You were never meant to fit in with the crowd. That sense of not belonging was never a flaw. It was a signal, a divine signal that your mission is different. Your calling cannot survive in just any environment. The Most High has placed a boundary around you because your soul is valuable, and not every person is meant to have access to your spirit. Being around too many people can blur your clarity. Their energies, doubts, distractions, and fears can begin to interfere with your spiritual channel. That's why you often feel exhausted after certain interactions. That's why you find peace in solitude and wisdom in stillness. You are not antisocial. You are divinely reserved. In this space of separation, something powerful is happening. Your vision is being sharpened. Your discernment is growing stronger. Your sensitivity is becoming your compass, guiding you through a world that often numbs itself to avoid awakening. This season of silence is where your true identity is being revealed. You are learning not just to hear God, but to trust what you hear. You are learning to walk in faith without needing applause. You are being trained to carry weight in the spiritual realm. Not everyone can handle the fire you're walking through. Not everyone can understand the depth of your inner world. And that's okay. You weren't created for the masses. You were created for divine impact. The Most High hides those He values. He conceals greatness until the right moment. So if you feel hidden, unseen, or misunderstood, know this: you are in God's hands, not forgotten, but protected. He is preserving you for a purpose that will unfold at the appointed time. Let this season stretch you. Let it teach you to hear without noise, to see without distraction, and to lead without needing to be followed. Your spirit is not weak for needing space. It is strong for being tuned into something higher. This is the sacred training ground of the chosen ones. And what is being built in you during this time will sustain you when the spotlight comes. Because when you emerge, You will not need validation. You will walk in spiritual authority, fully aware that your separation was never meant to break you. It was meant to build you. Are you starting to see your solitude as sacred? If so, comment below. My isolation is divine protection. To affirm your trust in God's higher plan and your readiness for this season of spiritual refinement. 3. You carry a rare frequency that doesn't align with the masses. Your energy is sacred, finely tuned to a higher spiritual frequency that naturally places you at odds with the collective vibration of the masses. This misalignment isn't a flaw. It's confirmation of your divine design. When you step into a crowded or chaotic environment, your spirit can sense everything. The unspoken emotions, the suppressed pain, the energy that others aren't even aware they carry. You don't just walk into a room. Your presence shifts the atmosphere. And that shift often makes others uncomfortable. Not because you intend to, but because your vibration exposes what's hidden. You carry light, and light always disrupts darkness. This is why your interactions drain you. You might leave gatherings feeling physically tired or emotionally heavy, even if nothing dramatic happened. That's spiritual exhaustion. Your system is absorbing and responding to the frequency mismatch all around you. You're not imagining it. You're not being overly sensitive. You're simply tuned in to a level that others are not, and that makes ordinary social spaces feel spiritually overwhelming. What's happening is this. Your energy field is doing spiritual work in real-time cleansing, sensing, discerning, and that work comes with a cost when you're surrounded by low vibrations. You weren't made to blend in. You were created to awaken, and with that comes a level of spiritual separation that others may never understand. God often isolates those He has chosen not to punish them, but to prepare them. The solitude you experience is sacred space for refinement, for downloading divine wisdom, for building the strength you'll need to carry out your mission. Just as Moses had to go up the mountain alone, just as David was hidden in the fields, just as Jesus withdrew to pray, you too are being set apart. It's spiritual preservation, not rejection. You're not here to connect with everyone. You are here to impact the right ones. That requires discernment. Not every handshake is meant to turn into a bond. Not every conversation deserves your energy. Your presence is a spiritual experience. Treat it with the same reverence God does. And when your soul feels uneasy around certain people, trust that. That's not paranoia. It's divine protection alerting you to misaligned energy. Think of yourself as a sacred frequency. In the wrong environment, your vibration gets distorted. But in the right atmosphere, you can heal, inspire, and lead. That's why your circle must be chosen with precision. Surround yourself with those who honor your peace, not those who provoke your pain. Move with spiritual awareness. Carry your light boldly. And know that just because your path is narrow doesn't mean it's wrong. It means it's divinely designed. You are not antisocial. You are not cold. You are spiritually aware in a world that numbs itself to truth. Your boundaries are not walls. They are spiritual filters. You are not meant to resonate with everyone, because you were born to raise the vibration of those who are ready. And until that alignment happens, continue walking in sacred separation, knowing that your energy is not only rare, it's anointed. Do you feel the weight of your unique energy? If this message resonates with your soul, affirm it now in the comments. I carry a rare frequency, and I stand in my truth. 4. Your empathic sensitivity is a spiritual superpower. Your empathic sensitivity is not a weakness. It is your divine design. As a chosen one, you are spiritually awakened to perceive beyond the surface, to feel the energies and emotions that others overlook. You don't just hear words, you hear intentions. You don't just see people, you feel their spiritual state. This heightened sensitivity isn't just a trait, it's a calling. You were meant to read atmospheres, discern truth in silence, and bring light into spiritually dark places. But with this calling comes responsibility. You cannot walk through this world without boundaries and expect to thrive. Everywhere you go, energy is exchanged. Most people walk through life unaware of the weight they carry, emotional baggage, spiritual chaos, suppressed pain. But you feel it all. And when you don't protect your space, you begin to absorb it. Their heaviness becomes your fatigue. Their confusion becomes your clouded mind. Their anxiety, your unrest. That's why you often feel emotionally drained after conversations or time spent in crowds. It's not in your head, it's spiritual. Your empathy allows you to pick up what others project, even when they don't mean to. It's a silent transaction, one your soul registers, even when your mind cannot explain it. This is why spiritual boundaries are essential. Without them, your gift becomes a burden. Boundaries are not barriers to love. They are doors of discernment. You're not pushing people away. You're preserving what's sacred. Imagine your energy as a sacred flame. Without protection, that flame flickers in every wind. But when guarded, it becomes a steady fire, warming, guiding, healing. You were never meant to be accessible to everyone. You were meant to be available to the right ones, at the right time, led by divine alignment. You've probably wondered why you crave solitude more than others, why loud rooms exhaust you, why you can feel people's motives before they speak. It's because you are tuned to a higher spiritual frequency. In silence, you recharge. In solitude, your gifts sharpen. When you pull away, it's not isolation, it's restoration. That inner voice prompting you to retreat isn't weakness, it's divine instruction. Your spiritual awakening isn't just about awareness, it's about alignment. You are being aligned with your mission, and part of that mission is protecting your energy so that you can serve from overflow, not depletion. Many chosen ones go years believing they are broken or overly sensitive. But what feels like a flaw is actually a favor. Sensitivity without boundaries leads to burnout. But sensitivity with wisdom leads to spiritual mastery. You are not here to carry everyone's pain. You are here to reflect truth, hold presence, and guide others toward their own awakening. That requires clarity, and clarity requires space. Honor your calling by protecting your light. Guard your peace like the treasure it is. Your spiritual sensitivity is your compass. It tells you who is safe, where peace lives, and when to walk away. Trust it, develop it, respect it. This is not weakness. This is sacred awareness. You are chosen, and your sensitivity is proof. If this message resonates with your soul, affirm your gift by commenting, "My empathic sensitivity is my spiritual superpower. I protect my energy and walk for divine purpose." 5. Solitude is where divine wisdom and clarity are revealed. Solitude is not loneliness. It is spiritual preparation. When you're called away from people, places, and noise, it's not because something is wrong with you. It's because your spirit is being refined in ways the crowd can't understand. Crowded spaces blur your vision, not just physically, but spiritually. The more noise surrounds you, the harder it is to hear divine instruction. That's why those who are chosen are often pulled into isolation, not as punishment, but as a sacred realignment. In silence, your soul remembers what your mind often forgets. That clarity lives in stillness, and direction is born in divine quiet. The presence of too many people can cause spiritual interference. Every person carries an energy field, and when you are sensitive, when you're spiritually awakened, you feel everything. That sensitivity is a gift, not a burden. It's what allows you to detect lies in truth's clothing, to sense danger in comfort, and to feel purpose in moments others dismiss as ordinary. But if you're constantly surrounded by emotional chaos and unaligned frequencies, your spiritual perception dulls. That's why you're being called to step back not forever, but long enough to be sharpened. You can't hear heaven clearly with everyone else's voice in your head. In this sacred retreat, your discernment matures. You begin to recognize the difference between a divine connection and a draining attachment. You notice how certain conversations leave your spirit heavy, and how certain people seem allergic to your growth. You're no longer available for the things that rob you of peace. You start protecting your energy like it's sacred, because it is. Your solitude becomes your sanctuary. Your stillness becomes your power. And your silence becomes the space where God whispers instructions that the world cannot give you. This is not new. Every chosen soul in history has been called into the wilderness. Moses climbed the mountain alone. Jesus withdrew to pray. Elijah hid by the brook. Why? Because divine revelation doesn't come through distraction, it comes through devotion. When you remove yourself from noise, from opinions, from pressure, you open yourself to downloads of divine strategy. You begin to see what others can't. You begin to understand what others doubt. You begin to walk in the truth that sets you apart. The clarity you receive in solitude becomes your spiritual compass in a world ruled by illusions. In a society obsessed with external validation, your separation teaches you to value divine affirmation. When others chase the spotlight, you find strength in the shadows. You learn that spiritual wisdom isn't loud, it's precise. And when it speaks, it cuts through confusion like a sword. That's what makes your path different. That's why you can't be around too many people. Not because you're better, but because you're built for something higher. Leave a like and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss content that strengthens your spiritual clarity and purpose. Type in the comments, "I receive divine clarity in solitude," if you're ready to embrace the wisdom that silence reveals. 6. Divine timing governs your life, not the world's schedule. You are not delayed, you are divinely aligned. Every so-called setback in your life, every person who suddenly disappeared, every opportunity that seemed to slip through your fingers was not a mistake. It was spiritual precision. Divine timing is not random, and it's certainly not based on the world's pressure to hurry up or keep up. You are not on the world's schedule. You are on heaven's clock. There's a reason the doors closed. There's a reason that relationship ended. There's a reason things didn't move forward when you wanted them to. Divine timing filters every connection, every step, every transition, so that when you do step into your purpose, you are fully prepared, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. What you may see as rejection is actually protection. What feels like delay is divine development. Heaven doesn't waste time. It uses it to prepare you. The people who walked away weren't meant to stay. The conversations that never happened weren't meant to. The path that fell apart wasn't strong enough to carry your calling. Chosen ones are set apart for a reason. You cannot afford to be entangled with people or plans that are not spiritually aligned with your assignment. That's why disconnections happen, not because you are unworthy, but because the divine is clearing space for something far greater. When the pruning happens, it can feel like isolation. But even Jesus went into the wilderness before stepping into his public mission. The hidden seasons are not punishment, they are preparation. This is when your roots grow deep. This is when your spiritual discernment sharpens. This is when your spirit learns how to move without needing constant validation or companionship. If you feel like you're walking alone right now, understand this. Heaven is building your strength in silence so you don't crumble under the weight of your future blessing. Divine timing is not just about waiting. It's about transformation. While you're waiting, you're also being refined. You're being humbled, taught, strengthened, and aligned. The version of you that prayed for the promise is not always the version that can carry it. That's why the process is necessary. God's not just answering your prayers, He's preparing you to hold them without breaking. It may look like nothing's happening on the surface, but deep down, everything is shifting. Spiritual alignment is taking place in realms you cannot yet see. So if life seems slower than you expected, or more quiet than you hoped, don't rush to fill the silence. Don't chase people who walked away. Don't force open doors that were meant to stay shut. Trust the spiritual flow of divine timing. What's meant for you won't miss you, but only if you're willing to surrender to the timing that heaven has designed. You are not missing your moment. You're being prepared to meet it fully equipped with spiritual strength, clarity, and unwavering faith. If you're still here with us, it means you're aligned with a higher rhythm. Comment below, "I trust divine timing," to affirm your faith in heaven's perfect plan. Your voice matters. It helps us connect and grow this spiritual community together. 7. You are set apart to lead, not to be understood. You are set apart to lead, not to be understood. That's why your journey often feels lonely, and your presence is often misunderstood. You are not here to be part of the noise. You were born to be the silence that speaks volumes. You were designed as a spiritual lighthouse, meant to shine even when no one acknowledges your light. And though others may not see what you carry, heaven does. Your spiritual awakening did not come to make you popular. It came to make you purposeful. You don't walk the narrow path because it's comfortable. You walk it because your soul has been assigned to something sacred. You are not called to be liked. You're called to be aligned with truth, with integrity, with divine wisdom. That's why you feel out of place in certain rooms. That's why conversations that used to interest you now feel shallow. You are growing into your assignment, and growth often looks like separation. The more your spirit matures, the less space there is for what no longer fits. They may call you distant, but you're actually discerning. They may think you're cold, but you're simply protecting your fire. Every chosen one comes to a point where being around too many people doesn't feel right anymore, not because you're better, but because your energy is being refined. Clarity comes in stillness. Revelation comes in solitude. And you cannot afford to lose your connection to God by being too accessible to the crowd. Your presence is powerful, and your aura is sacred. It needs protection, not constant exposure. Leadership is not about commanding a room. It's about commanding your spirit. You are being shaped in the background so you can lead with grace in the spotlight. You are being stripped of distractions so your spirit can grow sharper, more anchored in divine direction. This spiritual awakening you're going through, it's not just a phase, it's a rebirth. Your old self was liked by the world. Your new self is aligned with the divine. This is why the people you once felt close to can no longer reach you. You vibrate on a different frequency now. Your discernment is sharper, your vision clearer. And yes, this transformation comes with loss. But what you're losing in comfort, you're gaining in clarity. What you're releasing in popularity, you're receiving in power. The chosen are not chosen for applause, they are chosen for assignment. Every moment you feel misunderstood is confirmation that you're walking a higher path. Every season of isolation is evidence that heaven is working on you. When others walk away, it's not rejection, it's realignment. You weren't called to fit in. You were called to guide others out. And guiding requires vision. Vision requires silence. Silence requires spiritual maturity. So continue forward, not for validation, but for purpose. Your spiritual awakening has marked you, matured you, and molded you into a vessel for something greater than self. You are not waiting to be seen. You are being prepared to be revealed. To affirm your divine calling and leadership, declare your purpose with boldness. Comment below. I was set apart to lead, to honor your sacred path, and inspire others to rise in their spiritual mission. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a message meant for your journey. Thank you for watching this powerful message on why chosen ones often feel the need to separate themselves from the crowd. Sometimes, your soul knows what your mind can't explain, and that inner nudge to pull away is part of your divine protection and purpose. Remember, solitude isn't loneliness, it's preparation. You're not being isolated, you're being aligned. If this message spoke to your spirit, don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe to Spiritual Wisdom. Make sure to turn on the notification bell so you never miss a moment of truth, insight, and spiritual awakening. Your journey is sacred. Walk it with wisdom. Aries Moon Gate is open. 7 things you need to know. May 25th, 2025. The secret of change is to focus all of your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. Socrates once said, and right now, the universe is offering you a powerful opportunity to do just that. As the Aries Moon Gate swings wide open on May 25, 2025, an energetic portal is inviting you to ignite your passions, trust your instincts, and boldly step into a new chapter of growth and transformation. In today's video, we'll uncover 7 key insights you need to align with this powerful shift. As you listen, I invite you to reflect. Which of these energies are you ready to embrace in your own life? Comment below and share your intentions with our Spiritual Wisdom community. Your voice could inspire someone else's journey too. 1. Massive Energetic Gateway on May 25th, 2025. On May 25th, 2025, a massive spiritual and energetic gateway opens with the arrival of the Aries moon. This is not just another routine lunar event. It is a powerful cosmic portal designed to trigger deep transformation and awaken the warrior spirit within you. Aries, as the first fire sign of the zodiac, represents boldness, action, and initiation. When the emotional currents of the moon merge with Aries' raw fire, it generates an intense surge of motivation, pushing you to move forward fearlessly into your spiritual destiny. This moment is a cosmic ignition, an inner call to rise higher and claim your true power. Adding to the intensity of this gateway is a rare triple conjunction involving Venus and Saturn. These two planetary forces, Venus, the energy of love and harmony, and Saturn, the energy of discipline and structure, align with the Aries moon to create a formation astrologers are calling a cosmic smiley face in the sky. This rare celestial signature is not a coincidence. It is a direct spiritual invitation from the universe, encouraging you to blend the passion of Aries, the heart-centered energy of Venus, and the grounded wisdom of Saturn into one unstoppable force within your life. As Albert Einstein once said, God does not play dice with the universe. This alignment is deliberate, meaningful, and deeply personal to your soul journey. The timing of this energetic surge is also critical. It occurs just after the emotionally charged Libra full moon, which exposed hidden imbalances in your life and relationships. That full moon phase prepared you by encouraging the release of outdated emotional patterns that no longer serve your highest good. As you shed those layers, you make space for the new. And just ahead, the Taurus new moon is waiting to anchor your fresh intentions into reality with stability and abundance. Nestled between these two potent phases, the Aries moon portal acts as a bridge, a narrow sacred passageway where your spiritual courage is tested and your true desires are ignited. This is not a time to hesitate or doubt. Aries energy demands movement, decisiveness, and authenticity. You may find yourself feeling restless, energized, or driven by sudden bursts of inspiration. Follow those inner nudges. Trust your instincts. As Helen Keller wisely said, life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. Under this Aries moon, the daring adventure is not outside of you. It is happening within your spiritual being. You are being called to pioneer a new way of living, a new way of believing, a new way of showing up in the world with boldness and light. Throughout this spiritual window, your sensitivity to energy, synchronicities, and intuitive messages will heighten dramatically. It is crucial to stay spiritually grounded, to meditate, to journal, and to remain present with the subtle signs the universe is sending your way. The cosmic smiley face in the sky is more than a beautiful phenomenon. It is a cosmic reminder that even amid transformation, you are deeply loved, supported, and guided by higher forces. Allow this Aries moon energy to awaken your inner fire, clear away doubts, and set your spirit ablaze with unstoppable faith and purpose. The universe has been preparing you for this exact moment. Step through the gateway with your heart open and your soul ready to soar. Are you ready to walk through this rare cosmic portal and align with the powerful energy of the Aries moon? If this message resonates with your spirit, comment below. I will meditate to affirm your commitment to transformation during this sacred energetic window. 2. Emotions will ignite intensely. Emotions during the Aries moon gate will not simply rise, they will erupt with a force that feels undeniable. This is not the subtle stirring of feelings, but an explosion of raw, untamed energy coursing through your spirit. You may find yourself swept into intense waves of courage, frustration, impatience, or even anger. Aries, governed by Mars, the warrior planet, amplifies these emotions, stripping away any illusions and leaving only the pure, urgent truth of what you are truly feeling. The emotional landscape becomes a battlefield where your soul fights to be heard, and every surge of passion becomes a direct message from the depths of your being. These emotions are not accidents. They are spiritual revelations breaking through the surface. Each flare of anger is a warning that boundaries have been crossed. Each moment of impatience is a signal that your soul is ready to move faster toward its true calling. Every ounce of frustration carries within it the seeds of a breakthrough, urging you to shed outdated patterns and step fully into a new reality. The Aries fire is unrelenting because it is meant to forge you, not destroy you. In the spiritual realm, intensity is often the herald of transformation, and this gateway is no exception. There is no room for suppression or pretense. The Aries moon demands complete authenticity. This spiritual fire insists that you feel it all, the discomfort, the desire, the hunger for something more, because only by facing it can you claim the deeper truths buried within. Emotions, when understood through a spiritual lens, become guides rather than obstacles. They strip away the numbness and awaken you to the urgency of your purpose. In this sacred combustion, your true self, long hidden under layers of societal expectations and silent compromises, begins to emerge with clarity and force. For many men, especially those who have been conditioned to equate strength with emotional suppression, this eruption may feel overwhelming. Yet, true strength in this spiritual season lies not in containment, but in courageous engagement. To meet your emotions with honesty, to allow them to teach and transform you, is to walk the path of the spiritual warrior. The fires of Aries do not come to destroy the worthy. They come to burn away the false, the stagnant, the outdated, leaving only what is essential and true. Every burst of emotion during this time is an invitation to greater self-awareness. Anger demands that you stand up for your truth. Frustration pushes you to break through invisible ceilings. Impatience signals that your spirit is tired of waiting for permission to grow. When seen through spiritual eyes, these reactions are not signs of weakness, but evidence that your soul is alive, restless, and reaching for its next elevation. Mars's energy ignites the courage to move forward without apology, to trust the fire within as a guide rather than a threat. Allow the spiritual fire to work its way through you without resistance. Let it strip away the layers you no longer need. Feel each emotion fully and ask it what wisdom it holds for you. What truth have you ignored? What calling have you delayed? What part of yourself is demanding to be unleashed? The answers rise from the depths of your being, fanned into flames by the relentless cleansing power of Aries. In this moment, the soul's fire is not your enemy, it is your liberation. Comment below, "I embrace my emotions as spiritual truth," if you're ready to face what rises with clarity, courage, and growth. Let this be your commitment to transforming inner fire into higher wisdom. 3. Lightning-fast decisions will happen. As the Aries moon gate opens on May 25th, 2025, hesitation and doubt will no longer have a place in your spirit. The energies pouring through this powerful gateway will dissolve the fog that once clouded your decisions. Where confusion reigned, crystal clear intuition will now take command. Choices that once seemed overwhelming, whether about relationships, careers, or new directions, will suddenly become unmistakably obvious. You will no longer second-guess or delay. The truth will present itself with such clarity that acting upon it will feel natural and inevitable. This surge of decisiveness is not impulsive recklessness. It is the mark of deep spiritual alignment. When the mind is no longer battling the heart and the soul speaks without interference, decision-making becomes a sacred act. The Aries moon does not tolerate indecision because its fire is meant to burn away illusions. What remains is pure, unwavering knowing. Under this influence, your authentic self, the version of you unburdened by fear, societal expectations, or past failures, will rise with authority. It is this version of you that will lead the way, making life-changing choices with a fierce sense of purpose. Long-standing decisions that have lingered unresolved will now reveal their answers effortlessly. The job you questioned, the relationship you felt stuck in, the path you were afraid to walk, clarity will pierce through all these shadows. It is not so much that the external circumstances have changed, but that your spiritual perception has sharpened. You will see things as they truly are, and the decision will not only seem clear, but will feel destined. There will be no need to seek validation or approval from others, because the certainty will be rooted deep within your soul. The Aries moon ignites the fire of authenticity, urging you to choose from your highest spiritual truth, rather than from fear or insecurity. Every choice you make now will ripple outward, shaping your destiny in ways you cannot yet fully comprehend. It is crucial to act when the inner prompting comes, for hesitation will only lead to unnecessary detours. Spiritual timing is part of this powerful activation. Those who trust their inner compass will find that the universe moves swiftly to support their decisions. This profound shift is a testament to your spiritual maturity. It shows that you are no longer governed by external noise, but guided by the sacred wisdom within. The rapid decisions you make will not just affect immediate circumstances, but will realign you with your soul's greater purpose. Like an archer who releases an arrow straight to the target, you will act with precision, clarity, and spiritual power. Trust that every intuitive nudge, every inner pull, is leading you toward a life that is not only aligned, but deeply blessed. If this message resonates with your soul, declare your alignment with divine clarity. Comment below. I trust my intuition. I choose what aligns with my highest self. 4. Physical energy will surge. As the Aries moon gate opens, an unmistakable surge of physical energy floods your being, electrifying every fiber of your body. It's not a subtle shift. It's an overwhelming current of life force rushing through you like wildfire. Tasks that once felt heavy now seem effortless, and your body feels lighter, stronger, almost as if it is being carried by an unseen spiritual force. The sluggishness, the fatigue, the inertia of past days seem to dissolve in an instant, leaving behind a fierce momentum that urges you into action. Aristotle once said, "Energy of the mind is the essence of life," and right now, that essence is burning brightly within you, both physically and spiritually. However, This intensity must be respected. Without conscious direction, this newfound energy can turn volatile, sparking irritability, impatience, or even physical discomforts like headaches and tension. You are not just experiencing a random boost of stamina, you are being entrusted with a profound spiritual charge. If left unmanaged, this fire could consume you from within. But if guided with wisdom, it can become the catalyst for extraordinary breakthroughs. Lao Tzu's wisdom echoes here. The flame that burns twice as bright burns half as long. You must temper your fire with mindfulness, allowing it to energize you without exhausting you. Movement becomes not just a suggestion, but a necessity under this energy. Physical activity, done consciously, becomes a spiritual ritual. Stretch your body with gratitude, dance freely, walk under the sky, feel the earth beneath your feet. Every motion becomes a prayer, an offering of your vibrant, activated spirit to the universe. Likewise, anchor your mind through meditation, breathwork, or journaling to align this physical vitality with a deeper spiritual intent. Without this sacred anchoring, the energy risks scattering into chaos. With it, the energy becomes a divine instrument, shaping your reality with precision and grace. This surge is preparing you for more than just physical movement. It is awakening within you a force that demands boldness, courage, and purposeful action. It is not meant for trivial pursuits or idle distraction. It is meant to propel you toward the mission your soul came here to fulfill. Every heartbeat, every breath during this Aries moon phase is a reminder that you are alive for a purpose greater than yourself. You are not merely energized, you are spiritually ignited, called to move, to act, and to manifest the higher vision that has been placed within your heart. If you believe this surge of energy is meant for you, repeat after me. I am ready to receive this divine energy. I will use it with purpose, clarity, and grace. 5. Magnetic pull toward your true path. You're beginning to feel it a spiritual pull, strong and undeniable, like gravity drawing you toward something that isn't just new, but deeply familiar. It's not just curiosity. It's not restlessness. It's alignment. A force is guiding you toward people, places, and passions that resonate with your soul in ways logic can't explain. This is more than coincidence. This is your higher self speaking not in words, but in magnetic urges that bypass the mind and go straight to the heart. The Aries moon opens a gateway that activates this inner compass, tuning you to the frequency of your true path. You may suddenly be drawn to things that never interested you before. A topic, a destination, a stranger who says something that echoes in your soul. These are not distractions. They are confirmations. Each one is a spiritual breadcrumb placed along your journey. What pulls you now is not random. It is sacred. Your soul has waited lifetimes for this alignment. Under the bold energy of Aries, the initiator, the warrior, the fearless leader, you're not being asked to tiptoe. You're being called to leap. The magnetic force you're feeling is the recalibration of your internal compass. It's awakening because your time has come. You're no longer meant to tolerate what drains you or entertain what keeps you small. That fire in your chest, the spark in your mind, the energy in your bones, they're signals that you're being summoned to something greater. The things that excite you now, the people you feel drawn to, the visions that keep visiting your imagination are all part of your spiritual blueprint calling you home. Every step you take toward what calls you strengthens your alignment, even if it scares you. even if it challenges everything you thought you wanted. That's how you know it's real. Aries doesn't guide through comfort. Aries burns down what's outdated and fuels what's alive, and you're coming alive. Following this pull might mean releasing stability for passion, silence for truth, or comfort for calling. But the moment you honor what stirs your spirit, the universe responds. Doors open, paths light up, connections appear. That's the power of spiritual momentum. What's happening now is not a phase, it's an awakening. The Aries moon has opened the gate. Your only job is to follow the current that moves you without needing to understand every twist and turn. Trust the pull, trust the timing, and above all, trust that what draws you forward is not just your desire, it's your destiny. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss guidance that aligns you with your true path. Trust the pull you're feeling, it's not random. It's your soul leading you home. Comment below, I trust the path my soul is pulling me toward. 6. Dreams will deliver urgent messages. During the Aries moon gate on May 25th, dreams will no longer be ordinary. They will become charged, vivid, and spiritually urgent. This isn't just a shift in sleep patterns, it's a full activation of your subconscious portal. The moon in Aries stirs the inner warrior. And when that energy fuses with your dream state, your soul begins sending unfiltered signals. These are not just images or strange stories. They are messages packed with divine meaning, coded instructions from higher realms guiding your next move on the spiritual path. The dreams during this time will carry a weight you can't ignore. You may see recurring symbols, powerful numbers, or confrontations that jolt you awake. Each of these elements is a direct communication from your higher self. Numbers like 111, 333, or even sequences unique to you may appear. These are not random. They are spiritual coordinates designed to unlock awareness. Symbols may represent the energy you're meant to embrace, while emotional conflicts and dreams often mirror the resistance you're being called to release. Your dream is your soul's journal, written in metaphor and delivered under cosmic timing. If you find yourself in a dream, arguing, fighting, or feeling intense fear, do not dismiss it. These confrontations are spiritual battles playing out in the realm of the subconscious, inviting you to identify and eliminate energetic attachments that no longer serve your growth. Aries energy empowers courage, and that same force is rising within your dream body to push you past old cycles. The vividness is not for entertainment, it's a spiritual alarm bell. The universe is no longer whispering. It is speaking clearly, and the dream world is its loudspeaker. Writing down these dreams is a sacred responsibility. What may feel confusing in the night becomes a divine map when recorded and reflected upon in the light of day. Dreams are like encrypted messages. When you document them, you begin to decode their meaning. Keeping a notebook beside your bed is a simple yet powerful spiritual discipline. Just as prophets and mystics throughout history receive visions in the night, this Aries moon is allowing you access to the same well of wisdom if you're willing to pay attention. Every dream you have during this energetic gateway holds significance. Some will offer direction, some will bring healing, and others will highlight what must be released for your next spiritual elevation. Trust what you feel, even if it doesn't make logical sense right away. The spiritual realm speaks in symbols, not sentences. By honoring your dreams, you honor your connection to the divine. Let the fire of Aries burn away doubt and hesitation, and let your dreams show you what your soul already knows. If you're still watching and this message resonates with you, comment below. I receive divine guidance through my dreams. Your interaction helps us grow and continue sharing more spiritual wisdom with you. 7. Rare triple conjunction supercharges manifestation. A rare and spiritually charged event is unfolding in the cosmos, a triple conjunction between Venus, Saturn, and the Moon. And it's not just beautiful to observe, it's profoundly powerful. When these three celestial bodies align, they create an energetic gateway that dramatically boosts your manifestation ability. Venus brings the frequency of love, beauty, and attraction. Saturn provides the structure, discipline, and long-term stability, and the Moon awakens your emotional and intuitive core. Combined, they generate a spiritual vortex through which focused intention becomes not just possible, but sustainable. This isn't just a time to wish, it's a moment to build. During this alignment, the energy you channel doesn't disappear into the ether. It imprints the quantum field with spiritual codes that ripple far into your future. That's why what you set in motion now will not only come to life, but stay rooted. There is a divine intelligence in this pattern, an invitation to co-create not just fleeting moments of joy, but lasting change. Think of this as a cosmic investment. The emotions, words, and actions you put forth are like seeds planted in fertile soil, and under this rare triple influence, they grow stronger, faster, and deeper. The Aries moon adds another layer to this spiritual equation. As the first fire sign of the zodiac, Aries brings boldness, courage, and the instinct to act. It says, don't wait for the perfect moment. This is the moment. The moon, acting as your emotional compass, fuels your inner desires with clarity and intensity. This makes your spiritual focus sharper, your dreams more vivid, and your intuition louder than ever. The alignment becomes an amplifier, intensifying every pulse of energy you radiate, so make sure it comes from truth, not fear. Saturn ensures that the structures you build now are not temporary flashes of inspiration, but solid frameworks meant to endure. It grounds the passion of Aries and the sensual magnetism of Venus with divine order. It tells you, yes, you can dream big, but can you hold the weight of what you're asking for? If the answer is yes, then prepare to receive not just a blessing, but a lifelong shift. Because this energy doesn't give you what you think you want. It mirrors what your spiritual self knows you are ready for. This moment is sacred. The universe is aligning with your spirit, whispering, you are the creator now. And in that space, you are reminded of your divine power to feel deeply, to envision clearly, and to manifest boldly. The door is open. The energy is high. Your soul knows what to do. Comment. Manifestation is real. If you feel this cosmic alignment is activating your desires, or I need more clarity if you're still figuring it out. Your energy matters. Let it echo through the universe. 8. Lasting change beyond. May 25. The Aries moon lights the match, but the Taurus new moon grounds the flame. This cosmic sequence is not a fleeting moment of inspiration. It is a divine setup for lasting transformation. Aries awakens the inner warrior, pushing you to break through hesitation and initiate action. But without grounding, fire burns out or burns everything down. Taurus brings balance. It stabilizes the surge and translates it into real-world progress. This energetic handoff between fire and earth ensures that the clarity and courage you feel during the Aries moon become not just a spark, but a sustainable path. What begins as an emotional ignition evolves into something permanent. This isn't a motivational spike, it's soul evolution. You're not just getting excited, you're getting rewired. The version of you that's emerging is stronger, more intentional, and spiritually aligned. It's a deeper embodiment of who you were always meant to become. Your emotions, your thoughts, your decisions, they're being purified. You're being stripped of illusions and reintroduced to your essence. The Aries fire burned away the false layers. The Taurus grounding is rebuilding you from a place of truth. As this process unfolds, relationships that once made sense may no longer fit. This is not a loss, it's a correction. When you elevate your energy, you stop resonating with what's out of sync. You may notice conversations feel shallow, connections feel forced, or certain people fall away. Don't panic. This is sacred alignment. The universe is making room for relationships that reflect your authenticity, your integrity, your purpose. You're not losing people, you're finding your tribe. Those who are meant to walk with you will recognize the upgraded frequency in you and respond with depth, not distance. This realignment doesn't stop at relationships, it extends to your life's path. The work you do, the goals you chase, even your definition of success may begin to shift. What once motivated you may now feel empty. What once seemed out of reach may now feel inevitable. You'll begin to sense a divine pull towards something more meaningful. It's not a fantasy, it's spiritual timing. The Aries moon showed you that you're capable of bold steps. The Taurus moon will show you that consistency and integrity are the foundation of true success. Your path is becoming clearer, not because you're forcing it, but because you're finally aligned with your spiritual truth. This is not a temporary phase. This is a holy transition. When fire and earth meet in harmony, transformation becomes destiny. You are being spiritually forged into a version of yourself that cannot go back. The restlessness you felt is not anxiety, it's preparation. The breakdowns you've endured were not punishment, they were refinement. You are walking through a gate that only opens when you're ready. And now, you are. To anchor this transformation into your reality, declare your readiness for lasting change. Comment below, "I am becoming my true self," to affirm your evolution and encourage others to step fully into their authentic power. As we step into this powerful Aries moon gate, remember that transformation begins the moment you align your heart, your energy, and your actions with the higher path unfolding before you. There's so much more waiting for you just beyond the threshold. Trust in the journey, embrace the fire within, and stay open to the incredible shifts that are coming your way. If you found value in today's insights, don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who might need this message, and subscribe to Spiritual Wisdom for more powerful guidance on your spiritual journey. Make sure to turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos. Until next time, keep shining, keep believing, and keep walking your sacred path. This is what happens to your consciousness when you sleep. The night is more alive and more richly colored than the day. Vincent van Gogh. Have you ever wondered what truly happens to your consciousness when you sleep? While your body may lie still, your mind travels far beyond the boundaries of your waking world. In today's video on spiritual wisdom, we'll explore the mysteries of sleep and why our dreams feel more real than reality itself. Is your consciousness just resting, or is it awakening to another dimension? Drop a comment below and share your own dream experiences or thoughts on what sleep really means for the soul. Let's journey inward together and uncover the hidden wisdom behind the veil of sleep. 1. Sleep is not just physical rest. It's a shift in consciousness. While the body lies still in rest, something much more profound is unfolding beneath the surface. Sleep is not just a biological necessity. It is a sacred shift in consciousness. As your body releases tension and enters its regenerative state, your awareness begins to unhook from the material world. What feels like unconsciousness is actually the beginning of a deeper journey. In this quiet detachment from daily life, your mind moves into subtle dimensions where logic dissolves, time bends, and spiritual truth can emerge. Dreams are not random fragments of memory or imagination. They are reflections of your soul's activity in the unseen realms. Have you ever awakened from a dream that felt more meaningful than waking life? That's because your consciousness is not bound by the physical. During sleep, it becomes free to roam, observe, receive, and process. The imagery, emotions, and symbols you encounter are messages from your inner world, your intuition, and sometimes even your higher self. Sleep becomes a nightly meeting place where hidden insights rise to the surface. This experience grows more intense during a spiritual awakening. When your soul begins to expand, your dream life often transforms. You may start to experience lucid dreaming, out-of-body sensations, or feel as though you're being taught lessons or guided through certain visions. These are not hallucinations or side effects. They are confirmations. Your consciousness is being recalibrated to recognize the broader reality beyond your five senses. During sleep, the veil is thin, and the spiritual realm becomes more accessible. Many people report seeing deceased loved ones, celestial beings, or traveling to unfamiliar but deeply familiar landscapes. These aren't just dreams, they're encounters. When you're going through a spiritual awakening, sleep becomes more than rest. It becomes a portal, a sacred classroom, a place where your higher consciousness explores, learns, and remembers. You're not just unconscious, you're active on levels your waking mind may not yet fully understand. The signs of this transformation are subtle but powerful. Vivid dreams, waking up with a sense of purpose, feeling as though you lived an entire lifetime in the span of a night. These moments are not accidental. They are spiritual echoes of your awakening process. Your soul is integrating lessons. Your consciousness is aligning with divine timing. And your dreams are offering clues to help you walk this path with more clarity and strength. Sleep, when viewed through this lens, becomes essential, not just for physical recovery, but for spiritual alignment. It is a mirror to your soul's evolution. It reveals what you need to see, even when you don't fully understand it. And when you begin to listen to the language of dreams, you activate a deeper awareness of who you are and why you're here. Each night becomes a sacred invitation, not just to rest, but to awaken. Are you ready to explore the hidden dimensions of your consciousness? If so, comment below, "I awaken in sleep," to show your commitment to this powerful journey within. 2. REM, sleep activates different parts of the brain. During REM sleep, your brain enters a state where logic fades and emotion rises. The prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for reasoning and decision-making, quietly steps aside, while the emotional and visual regions become highly active. This neurological shift is what allows dreams to become vivid, symbolic, and emotionally charged. You may find yourself in places that feel more real than waking life, having conversations with people who aren't physically present, or navigating surreal experiences that defy logic. These aren't just random mental fireworks. They are your subconscious expressing what the waking mind cannot, weaving meaning into symbols and stories to process what lies beneath your awareness. This shift in brain activity opens the door to a deeper spiritual function of REM sleep. While your body lies still, your consciousness enters a fluid state, free from the boundaries of physical time and space. In this state, your awareness often travels beyond the confines of ordinary perception, connecting with memories, emotions, unresolved experiences, and sometimes even higher dimensions of thought. This is why dreams can feel like encounters, because, in many ways, they are. What appears to be fantasy is often encoded truth, cloaked in metaphor so that your soul can understand what your ego resists. Spiritual traditions have long believed that the dream state is more than imagination. It is a mirror of the soul. When your logical mind powers down, your inner wisdom has the space to speak. This is why symbols, visions, and spiritual messages often appear during REM sleep. They arrive when you're most open, when you're not trying to analyze or control. It's in this silence of reason that your deeper truth is revealed. And even if you don't remember your dreams, your spirit does. The emotional residue that lingers after waking is often the soul's way of saying, something important just happened. As the night progresses, REM stages grow longer, allowing even more time for these inner journeys. The early morning hours, in particular, hold the richest dream states. If you've ever woken from a dream that stirred your emotions deeply or left you with a sense of wonder or revelation, chances are you were emerging from a prolonged REM phase. These are the moments when consciousness dances closest to the spiritual realm, when your inner eye sees more clearly than your waking sight ever could. Your dreams may be strange, but they are not without purpose. They are the language of the unconscious, and REM sleep is the sacred space where this language is spoken. Emotional release, spiritual messages, integration of life's experiences, these all unfold while your body sleeps. This is not just recovery. It is spiritual work. And the more attuned you become to it, the more you begin to see sleep not as an escape, but as a bridge. A portal where your waking self meets your eternal self, and your consciousness returns with messages that guide, heal, and awaken. Comment below. I embrace my subconscious wisdom. If you're ready to explore the hidden truths your dreams reveal and awaken deeper spiritual insight. 3. Dreams may be more than hallucinations. MT could be the key. DMT, known as the spirit molecule, is a naturally occurring compound produced by the brain during sleep, particularly in the REM stage, where dreaming is most vivid. What's fascinating is that this same molecule is responsible for powerful spiritual experiences reported by people in altered states of consciousness. When this compound is released in trace amounts, it doesn't just create mental illusions, it may open the gateway to spiritual dimensions beyond the physical world. This blurs the line between dreams and reality, suggesting that our nightly visions could be far more than subconscious noise. They could be deeply spiritual journeys into higher realms of existence. The pineal gland, often described in spiritual texts as the seat of the soul, is believed to play a central role in this process. In ancient wisdom, this gland was revered as a portal to divine insight. Modern science now observes that this same gland becomes active during sleep, potentially releasing DMT and allowing the dreamer to experience what many describe as visions, revelations, or even communication with otherworldly beings. These dreams don't just pass. They leave emotional imprints, spiritual lessons, and sometimes a sense of having visited another reality. This aligns closely with reports from individuals who have encountered near-death experiences or who have undergone DMT ceremonies. The similarity between their accounts and the emotional texture of dreams suggests that sleep may serve as a daily bridge between the seen and unseen worlds. Rather than being a passive resting state, sleep becomes a sacred opportunity for spiritual activation. The body is still, but the consciousness is alive, moving, exploring, receiving. Men in the mature stages of life, who often carry immense responsibility, rarely get the chance to explore their inner world consciously. Yet, each night, without effort, they are given access to spiritual guidance through their dreams. What we've been taught to dismiss as random imagery could in fact be downloads from higher realms teaching us, warning us, healing us. This understanding transforms our relationship with rest. Sleep is no longer a break from life. It's a continuation of the spiritual journey. And the recurring dreams that feel too meaningful to ignore? They're often not coincidences. They're spiritual signals, aligned with the body's chemistry and the soul's longing for truth. As science begins to confirm what mystics have whispered for centuries, it becomes clear that dreaming is not just an escape. It's an exploration of the vast spiritual intelligence that exists within and beyond us. Leave a like and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss content that expands your spiritual awareness. If you believe your dreams hold deeper meaning, type in the comments, "I am open to higher dimensions." 4. Precognitive dreams suggest consciousness can transcend time. Some dreams do more than just entertain or confuse us. They reveal something deeper about the nature of consciousness itself. These are known as precognitive dreams, and they seem to offer a glimpse into events that haven't happened yet. One of the most well-known examples comes from Abraham Lincoln, who dreamed of his own death shortly before his assassination. In the dream, he saw a covered body in the White House and was told the president had been killed. Days later, that vision became reality. Stories like this suggest that when we sleep, our consciousness might be able to access information beyond the present moment, beyond the limits of linear time. In sleep, the body rests, but the mind enters another dimension of awareness. Freed from the constraints of the waking world, consciousness begins to operate differently. It becomes more sensitive, more intuitive, and sometimes even prophetic. These kinds of dreams don't follow the usual rules of logic. Instead, they speak in symbols, emotions, and vivid scenes that stay with us long after we wake up. This shift in perception is not random. It's often a sign of spiritual awakening, where the boundaries between time, space, and the self begin to dissolve. Spiritual awakening brings a new way of seeing the world. Time no longer feels like a straight line. It becomes fluid. You begin to understand that your consciousness is not just confined to your thoughts or your daily life. It stretches into something much larger, something eternal. Precognitive dreams are part of this deeper awareness. They show that your soul may already be aware of events before they unfold in the physical world. This doesn't mean you're predicting the future like a fortune teller. Instead, it means you're tapping into a higher level of perception that exists beyond the physical senses. Many people who go through a spiritual awakening notice that their dreams become more meaningful. They're no longer just random fragments of memory or emotion, they carry messages. Sometimes these messages come in the form of warnings, gentle guidance, or a strong emotional push to pay attention. What matters is that you start to notice a connection between what you dream and what begins to unfold in your waking life. That connection is your inner self, speaking from a higher plane of awareness. These dream experiences invite you to deepen your spiritual sensitivity. They encourage you to trust your intuition, honor your inner guidance, and begin to see life not just through logic, but through the lens of your soul. As your awareness grows, you may find that your sense of reality changes. You feel more aligned with the present moment, yet strangely in tune with what's ahead. This is not a fantasy. This is part of the spiritual path, where consciousness transcends the limits of time and begins to operate in harmony with divine intelligence. By paying attention to your dreams, you open a doorway to this expanded awareness. You begin to see that sleep is not just a time of rest, but a sacred space where spiritual insights emerge. Each night becomes an opportunity to receive messages from your higher self and to step further into the mystery of your soul's purpose. This is the quiet, powerful beauty of spiritual awakening, where even in your sleep, your soul continues to awaken. If this message has opened your mind to the mystery of time and consciousness, leave a comment of faith. I trust the visions placed in my spirit. I believe my future is divinely guided. 5. Sleep paralysis and astral projection may be transitional states. Sleep paralysis is often labeled as a malfunction of the brain, a strange moment when the mind awakens before the body does. But this scientific explanation barely scratches the surface of a much deeper, more spiritual experience. In those unsettling moments when you're unable to move, yet completely conscious, something extraordinary may be happening. Your awareness could be shifting between dimensions, entering a liminal space that exists between the physical and the spiritual realms. What feels like paralysis might actually be the beginning of an energetic detachment from the body, a natural prelude to astral projection. Many who experience sleep paralysis report more than just physical stillness. They describe sensations of floating, feeling an unseen presence, or hearing sounds that don't exist in the physical world. These moments are not just imagined. They carry spiritual weight and have been documented for centuries across cultures. Ancient mystics spoke of soul travel. Shamans described journeying between worlds, and even modern-day spiritual teachers recognize these states as signs of deeper consciousness expanding. When this phenomenon is viewed through a spiritual lens, sleep paralysis becomes less of a disorder and more of a doorway. In this suspended state, the soul may be preparing for astral travel, where it temporarily separates from the physical form to explore non-physical realms. This is a sacred transition, one that allows you to move beyond your earthly identity and access higher wisdom. The fear that often accompanies sleep paralysis may come from the ego, which is terrified of losing control. But the soul knows this space well. As Plato once said, the soul takes flight to the world that is invisible, but when she arrives, she is sure of bliss. These experiences are not accidents. They are invitations to awaken spiritually. The vibrational sensations, the feeling of weightlessness, and even the eerie calm are signs that your spiritual body is activating. These aren't hallucinations. They're energetic signatures of movement through different layers of reality. The conscious mind may resist, but the spiritual self understands that this is an opportunity for transformation. What you're encountering isn't just a sleep anomaly. It's a portal, a transition, a powerful sign that your consciousness is evolving beyond the boundaries of the material world. You are not stuck. You are crossing over. You are becoming aware of the vast spiritual dimensions that exist beyond the veil of ordinary life. Sleep paralysis, then, is not something to escape. It is something to explore. When embraced with awareness, it becomes a tool for growth, a bridge into hidden layers of your own consciousness, and a key to unlocking spiritual potential that few dare to access. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever experienced sleep paralysis or felt your consciousness shift beyond the physical? I'd love to hear your story. Now, let's dive deeper into the powerful signs that reveal we are more than just this body. 6. Dreams might be access points to parallel realities. Many dream experiences feel so vivid and emotionally intense that they linger long after we wake up. Sometimes, they even feel more real than our waking life. These dreams may not be random at all. They might be spiritual access points into alternate realities or parallel timelines. According to the multiverse theory, our universe is not the only one. There are infinite versions of reality, and in each one, there could be another version of you living a different life. When we sleep, especially during REM stages, our consciousness may begin to drift and navigate these infinite dimensions, unbound by physical laws or linear time. This could explain why some dreams carry a strange sense of familiarity. You might find yourself in a city you've never been to, yet you know exactly where everything is. You meet someone for the first time, yet feel deeply connected to them. These could be memories, not from this life, but from another existence your spirit is exploring. Dreams might be spiritual fragments of lives unfolding in other realities. And your soul, timeless, vast, and multidimensional, might be tuning into those frequencies during your sleep. Many people report experiencing the same dream locations again and again over years. Others live out entire storylines in their dreams that feel like a second life. These aren't mere tricks of the mind. They might be spiritual threads connecting different versions of your consciousness across the multiverse. In these moments, your soul could be engaging in lessons, healing, or spiritual missions happening in alternate timelines. And the emotions you feel in those dreams, love, fear, freedom, or sorrow, are all real experiences for the other you who exists beyond this one body and this one lifetime. Quantum physics gives us a glimpse into how this is possible. If particles can exist in multiple states at once, then it's not so far-fetched to consider that consciousness rooted in spirit can do the same. Your soul may have many expressions, and sleep may be the time when your awareness shifts from this present reality to others. It's not about fantasy. It's about a deeper truth of existence that science is only beginning to understand. but which spiritual wisdom has always known. For thousands of years, mystics and spiritual traditions have honored dreams as sacred. They believed dreams were divine messages, soul journeys, and glimpses into other realms. Indigenous shamans entered dream states to receive guidance and healing. In many ancient cultures, dream time was considered just as real and sometimes even more important than waking life. Today, we are rediscovering this wisdom. When you dream, your spirit may be journeying across dimensions, reconnecting with parts of yourself scattered throughout the cosmos. That's why paying attention to your dreams isn't just interesting, it's spiritually powerful. When you start keeping track of recurring themes, symbols, or feelings, you begin to decode the language of your soul. Each dream becomes a message, a lesson, a reminder that you are not limited to this one reality. You are a spiritual being, moving through a much larger existence, one that stretches beyond time, space, and the physical world. Dreams, then, are not escapes. They are gateways. If you believe your dreams may be windows into parallel worlds, comment below. I journey through dimensions to affirm your connection to the multiverse and inspire others to explore their deeper consciousness. 7. Forgetting dreams may be protective or a limitation of the brain. We often forget our dreams because the hippocampus, the part of the brain responsible for memory, becomes less active during sleep. Scientifically, this explains why so many dreams fade the moment we wake up. However, when we look at this from a spiritual perspective, the forgetfulness itself may not be a flaw. It could be a form of protection. In the depths of sleep, the conscious mind steps aside, and our awareness enters realms that are sometimes far more vivid, emotional, or even unsettling than waking life. These dream experiences might hold truths, symbols, or energetic impressions that are too intense for the conscious mind to process all at once. Forgetting them, then, might be a way for the soul to gently filter what it's not yet ready to handle. Rather than seeing forgotten dreams as lost opportunities, we can view them as sacred mysteries, experiences that still affect us even if they escape our memory. During sleep, consciousness doesn't disappear. It shifts. It explores subtle dimensions, spiritual lessons, and emotional healing, all while the body rests. Even without recall, those nightly journeys can influence our waking thoughts, decisions, or emotional clarity. That sudden gut feeling or unexpected moment of insight during the day might be the echo of a dream your soul remembers, even if your mind does not. This process is deeply intertwined with the path of spiritual awakening. As we grow in awareness, we start to understand that not all wisdom comes through the logical mind. Some of it arrives through dreams, symbols, or silent inner shifts that can't be fully explained. Forgetting a dream doesn't mean it didn't happen or didn't matter. It simply means that your higher self is doing the work in the background, beyond the grasp of the conscious mind. And in this way, spiritual growth continues, even when we sleep. Instead of fighting to remember every detail of a dream, we can learn to honor what is revealed and what is withheld. By creating a bedtime ritual, like setting an intention before sleep, journaling what we do remember, or practicing gratitude for the unseen work being done, we align ourselves with the deeper rhythms of the soul. Sleep becomes more than rest. It becomes an active dimension of transformation. So while the brain may not retain every dream, the spirit never forgets. It integrates each journey, lesson, and healing moment into your being. This quiet, unseen evolution is part of the sacred design of spiritual awakening. Even in forgetfulness, there is movement. Even in the dark, you are growing. To affirm your openness to the hidden wisdom within your dreams, comment below, "I trust the mystery." Your words may inspire others to explore the unseen layers of their consciousness and honor the spiritual purpose behind what is remembered and what is not. Thank you for taking this journey with us into the mysterious world of consciousness and sleep. As we've explored, there's far more happening beneath the surface than most of us realize. Your mind may rest, but your consciousness continues to travel, explore, and evolve in ways that can shape your spiritual path. If this message resonated with you or opened your eyes to something new, don't keep it to yourself and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Remember to like this video, subscribe to Spiritual Wisdom, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another insight that could transform your inner world. And if you've ever experienced something unexplainable during sleep, drop a comment below. We'd love to hear your story. Until next time, stay awakened, stay curious, and keep growing. Chosen one, God is upgrading your body tonight. Stay awake. As the great philosopher Socrates once said, the secret of change is to focus all of your energy, not on fighting the old, but on building the new. Tonight, dear soul, you're invited to step into that secret. In this sacred moment, God is preparing to upgrade your body, your energy, your entire being, and it's happening right now. This isn't just about physical change. It's a spiritual awakening that aligns with the law of attraction and the power of manifestation. Are you ready to embrace the transformation that has been waiting for you? Drop a comment below and share how you felt your energy shifting lately. Let's awaken together as we dive into this powerful message on spiritual wisdom, where your journey of growth and divine alignment begins tonight. 1. Divine timing. Tonight is the shift. This is not a coincidence. You are being called tonight. The stirring within you, the subtle pull you've been feeling, it's all leading to this sacred moment. A powerful spiritual and physical transformation is beginning now, unfolding quietly beneath the surface, aligning with divine timing. This moment marks the end of one chapter and the beginning of a new divine path designed specifically for you. The higher power is orchestrating a recalibration within your very being, tuning your body, mind, and soul to a higher frequency. Your body is not simply flesh and bone. It is the sacred vessel that carries your soul, your purpose, your divine assignment. And tonight, that vessel is being upgraded. This is not just a mental shift or a fleeting emotional experience. It is a deep, cellular, spiritual transformation, one that transcends the physical. Your spirit is aligning with a new vibration, a new way of being that will carry you into the next season of your life. The old limitations, the outdated patterns, the burdens you've carried, they are being stripped away. Yet, this process may not always feel gentle. Growth rarely is. Your body might feel restless. Your thoughts may swirl. Emotions may rise to the surface. This is the shedding of the old skin, the breaking of the cocoon before the butterfly emerges. Trust in this process. As Rumi once said, "Don't grieve. Anything you lose comes round in another form." What is leaving your life is creating space for something greater, something aligned with your divine path. This upgrade is about more than your personal journey. It is a preparation for the role you are destined to play in the greater collective. You are being positioned as a beacon, a light in a world that often feels dark and uncertain. Your spiritual awakening is not just for you. It is meant to ripple outward, to touch others, to inspire, to heal. The divine is calling you to rise, to embody this new frequency, to walk boldly in your truth. Tonight, stay spiritually awake. Pay attention to the subtle signs, the whispers of intuition, the sensations in your body. These are confirmations that the shift is happening. This is your divine moment. You are crossing the threshold between the old and the new, stepping into a realm where your spiritual and physical selves merge into one harmonious expression of your highest potential. If you feel the call of this divine timing, let the universe know you are ready. Comment below, "I am aligned with the shift," and affirm your place on this sacred path. 2. Your body is being upgraded. The human body, long anchored in a carbon-based form, is undergoing a profound transformation, a sacred process that replaces its dense structure with a crystalline design. This is not simply a physical shift, it is a spiritual recalibration, aligning your vessel with higher realms of consciousness. The crystalline body is lighter, more flexible, and specifically attuned to divine frequencies, enabling you to embody the spiritual energies that are now flooding into your being. This transition is necessary, for the old framework can no longer sustain the elevated vibrations destined for you. Your spiritual path demands a body capable of receiving and transmitting light, a body built not merely for survival, but for illumination. As this metamorphosis unfolds, your physical experience reflects the changes. The aches, fatigue, and waves of discomfort you felt are not ailments to be feared, but sacred signals that your upgrade is underway. The body groans under the strain of recalibration, just as old wires hum and strain when a circuit is charged with more power than it was designed to carry. Your nervous system, muscles, and even cellular memory are adapting, stretching beyond old limitations to hold the weight of the spiritual light you are called to embody. This is why you may feel moments of weakness, followed by sudden clarity, because the body is learning, adjusting, preparing for its new role. Even your relationship with food becomes a mirror of this spiritual evolution. Heavily processed meals or dense substances may now feel foreign to you, rejected by a body seeking to maintain its rising frequency. Instead, you are being drawn to lighter, life-affirming nourishment fruits, vegetables, pure water, living foods that carry the vibrational harmony your new structure craves. This is not about restriction, but about resonance. Your body instinctively knows what supports your transformation and what weighs it down. This wisdom, ancient and intuitive, rises within you as your cells awaken. Emotions, too, rise and fall with this great shift. Buried memories, long-forgotten pains, and unresolved grief may surface not as punishment, but as part of the purification. The emotional body, like the physical, cannot carry the density of old wounds into the new realm of light. They must be felt, honored, and released. This process is akin to clearing debris from a sacred temple, making space for the divine to dwell. The body is the temple, and the spirit demands its chambers be swept clean. What no longer serves you is being stripped away, leaving room for peace, clarity, and spiritual alignment. This sacred upgrade is not an abstract concept. It is happening within you now. The signs, though sometimes subtle, are undeniable. Your sensitivity has heightened. Your intuition has sharpened. Your dreams may be more vivid. Your waking moments touched with glimpses of deeper truths. These are all confirmations that your spiritual body is awakening, preparing to anchor the divine mission assigned to you. This is the path of the chosen one, marked not by ease, but by sacred responsibility. To carry the light, to embody higher frequencies, requires surrendering the old and trusting the unseen process at work within. Every ache, every tear, every moment of doubt is a thread in the tapestry of your transformation. Are you experiencing these shifts in your body? Share your journey in the comments below so we can support each other through this upgrade. If you're just beginning to notice the signs, comment, "I am open to receive," to affirm your readiness for this powerful transformation. 3. Energy shift equals new frequency. Your vibration is rising, and with it comes a cascade of changes, tingling sensations moving through your body, waves of emotional sensitivity, and vivid dreams that seem to hold deeper meanings. These are not random occurrences. They are the evidence of a spiritual upgrade taking place within you, a sign that your entire energetic system is being aligned with a new frequency, one that resonates with divine love, unity, and light. The tingling in your hands, feet, or along your spine is your body adjusting to this elevated vibration. It's your nervous system recalibrating, your cells awakening to the higher resonance that your soul is calling in. Emotional sensitivity intensifies as the heart opens wider. You may cry without warning, feel joy more deeply, or encounter grief that surfaces seemingly out of nowhere. This is part of the release. Old emotions trapped in your energetic field are being purged, making space for the light to flow more freely through you. Every tear, every wave of feeling is an act of cleansing, moving you closer to alignment with your true spiritual essence. As night falls, the realm of dreams becomes more active. These are not ordinary dreams. They are vivid, charged with symbols, colors, and emotions that carry the voice of your higher self. This is where divine communication flows unfiltered, offering messages and insights that bypass the logical mind. The visions you receive in these dreams serve as guidance, showing you where you are growing, what you are healing, and what is being activated within you. Pay attention, for this is the language of your soul speaking through the veil. Alongside these internal shifts, the external world begins to change. Relationships that once felt comforting may now feel misaligned. Old connections, habits, and environments that do not resonate with this new frequency may naturally fall away. This shedding is a sacred part of your spiritual evolution. Just as a snake sheds its skin to allow for growth, you too must release what no longer serves your higher path. This isn't abandonment, it's alignment. You are tuning your life to match the divine resonance of love and unity that is now pulsing through your being. Letting go is not always easy. It brings discomfort, uncertainty, even grief. But within this discomfort lies the power of transformation. The Apostle Paul reminds us, "Be transformed by the renewing of your mind." This renewal is happening not only in your thoughts, but in every cell, every frequency, every layer of your existence. You are being called into a greater alignment with the divine, where the old dissolves and the new emerges in its place. This is your spiritual ascension, a journey of releasing the dense vibrations of the past and stepping fully into the light of your true self. Trust these sensations, these emotions, these shifts. They are the signs that you are being attuned to a higher frequency, one that resonates with divine love, unity, and light. Are you feeling the shift within? If you're ready to embrace this new frequency and rise into greater alignment with love and light, comment below. I welcome the energy shift to affirm your commitment to this beautiful transformation. Let's ascend together. 4. Manifestation begins now. You are no longer waiting. The spiritual seeds you have sown through every whispered prayer, every tearful release, every moment of unwavering faith are blooming now. This is the moment where longing transforms into receiving, where the unseen becomes reality. All that you have nurtured within your soul is manifesting into form, not in some distant future, but right here, right now. Manifestation begins in the present. It is not something you passively wait for. It's a spiritual process that unfolds when your heart, mind, and soul align. The energy you have been cultivating through healing and devotion resonates so powerfully that the universe cannot help but respond. The prayers you've offered in silence, the faith you've carried, even when the evidence seemed lacking, have not gone unnoticed. They have been building a force, a vibration that is now too strong to be ignored. As Ralph Waldo Emerson said, the creation of 1,000 forests is in one acorn. In the same way, every small act of faith, every conscious choice to heal, has been shaping your destiny. You may not have seen the roots growing beneath the surface, but tonight, the blossoms begin to appear. Your reality is catching up to the spiritual work you have been doing all along. This is not just about receiving things, it's about becoming the person who is ready to receive. Through this process, you've been transformed. The doubts that once held you back have given way to spiritual clarity. The fears that clouded your path have dissolved into trust. What you are witnessing is not merely a shift in circumstance, but a shift in identity. You are no longer someone who waits. You are someone who manifests. Napoleon Hill reminds us, what the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Your mind has believed, your heart has held on, and your spirit has stayed the course. That unwavering alignment is the soil in which manifestation flourishes. The universe mirrors back to you the energy you radiate, and tonight, that reflection is undeniable. Stay spiritually awake. Notice the subtle signs, the synchronicities, the inner knowing that something profound is happening. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations that your manifestation is unfolding. The waiting phase has ended. You are in the season of harvest. This is the divine law in motion. Ask, and it shall be given you. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you. Matthew 7:7. You have asked, you have sought, you have knocked, and now the door opens. Remain aligned with your highest self. Stay connected to the spiritual energy that has brought you here. The timing is perfect. The manifestation is real. Do you believe this is your time? If you do, boldly declare in the comments, I am ready, and my blessings are here. Let your faith speak it into existence. 5. Deep spiritual awakening. This is a spiritual transformation, not just a physical one. It's the recalibration of your entire being, body, mind, and soul, aligning with a higher frequency, drawing you closer to the divine essence that has always been within you. You are evolving beyond the limits of the physical form, stepping into your true spiritual nature, becoming a vessel of light and divine energy. This is the moment where the human experience gives way to the spiritual truth that you are, at your core, a being of divine light. The process may begin subtly sensations you can't quite explain, like tingling in your hands, warmth in your chest, or waves of emotion rising unexpectedly. These are not coincidences. They are spiritual signals that your body and spirit are aligning with a new frequency. The discomfort you feel, the aches, the emotional shifts, are signs that your current form is being rewired to hold more light, more love, and more divine power. Just as a seed must break open before it can bloom, so too must you shed the layers that no longer serve your higher self. As this upgrade unfolds, you may sense a growing oneness with God and all of creation. The veil of separation begins to lift, and you recognize that you are not isolated, but part of the greater whole. This is the awakening of divine consciousness within you. You are being drawn into unity with the source of all life, where the boundaries between self and spirit dissolve. In this space of oneness, you begin to feel the heartbeat of the universe pulsing through your own veins. The words of Jesus echo in this truth: I in them, and you in me, so that they may be brought to complete unity. This sacred connection is awakening within you now. Yet this spiritual transformation is not without challenge. As your vibration rises, old energies fall away. Relationships may shift. Certain environments or habits might no longer feel aligned with your new frequency. This shedding is necessary. The old must make way for the new. You are releasing what no longer serves your purpose so that you can fully embody the divine energy that is calling you forward. Just as iron sharpens iron, these trials refine you, preparing you for the spiritual mission ahead. Tonight, the invitation is clear. Stay awake. Stay attuned to the spiritual signals within your body and soul. This upgrade is happening not only in your physical form, but deep within your spiritual core. You are being tuned to a new frequency, one that allows you to walk in greater alignment with divine purpose, radiating light in a world that desperately needs it. If this message resonates with your soul, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a moment of spiritual growth and awakening. Comment below, I am one with divine energy, to affirm your commitment to this beautiful journey of transformation. 6. Shedding the old self. You are releasing dense energies that have weighed on your spirit for far too long. Energies formed from past pain, deep-seated fears, and limiting beliefs that have held you back from fully embracing your divine nature. These energies are not just from your current lifetime. They are ancestral wounds, karmic imprints, and unresolved emotional debris from past incarnations. They have lived within your energetic field, shaping the way you see yourself and the world around you. But now, in this sacred moment of spiritual awakening, these dense layers are being brought to the surface, not to punish you, but to liberate you. The emotional turbulence you are feeling, the confusion that seems to cloud your mind, is not a step backward. This is a sacred sign that you are growing, expanding, and evolving beyond your previous limitations. Spiritual growth is not always graceful. It often feels messy, uncertain, and overwhelming. Just as the earth must shake before the seed breaks open and rises toward the sun, your inner world must shift and stir to birth a new version of yourself. Do not mistake these moments of discomfort as regression. They are sacred markers of your transformation. Your body is undergoing changes as well. This is not just a spiritual upgrade, but an energetic and physical one. The aches, the fatigue, the sudden emotional waves, they are all part of this grand recalibration. You are shifting from carrying the heavy burdens of the past to embodying a lighter, more radiant frequency. This process demands that your physical vessel aligns with the higher spiritual energies now pouring into your life. And yes, it may feel like your old self is falling apart, but in truth, the old self is dissolving so that your true spiritual essence can rise. As the dense energies release, you will notice moments of deep clarity, a sense of lightness, a knowing that you are reconnecting with your divine source. These are glimpses of the freedom that awaits you beyond the pain. Every tear you shed, every fear you face, every layer you release brings you closer to your highest self. The process is sacred. Trust in it. Allow yourself to feel it, all the sorrow, the release, the joy that follows. These emotions are not random. They are the language of your soul speaking to you, guiding you through the stages of your spiritual rebirth. Your mind may resist, clinging to the familiar patterns and stories that have defined your existence for so long. But the call to shed the old self is stronger than fear. This is the time to surrender, to let go of the narratives that keep you small, and to step into the vastness of your spiritual potential. The discomfort is temporary, but the transformation is eternal. You are not the same person you were yesterday, and you will not be the same tomorrow. With every breath, you are becoming more aligned with the divine blueprint encoded within your soul. Stay present with yourself. Speak gently to your heart. Offer love and compassion to the parts of you that feel scared, confused, or resistant. This is how you honor the spiritual process unfolding within you. The shedding of the old self is not a one-time event. It is a continual journey of release and renewal, death and rebirth. In every moment you choose to stay with the process, you deepen your connection to the divine flow of life. If you're ready to embrace this journey of shedding the old and stepping into your highest self, comment below, "I am ready to release," and let the universe know you're open to this transformation. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss powerful insights like this. 7. Higher perception and intuition. Your sensitivity is increasing, and this is no coincidence. As your body undergoes this profound spiritual upgrade, you'll begin to notice subtle yet undeniable shifts in how you perceive the world around you. Sounds that once faded into the background may now echo with new clarity. The flicker of light or the hum of energy in a room may feel more vibrant, more alive. These sensations are not anomalies. They are signs that your senses are attuning to higher frequencies. You are stepping into a deeper alignment with the energy that flows through all of creation. This heightened awareness extends beyond the physical senses. You may find yourself feeling the emotions of others as if they were your own, sensing the tension in a room before a word is spoken, or recognizing the silent cries behind someone's smile. Your emotional landscape is becoming more expansive, more open to the currents of energy that surround you. This is not a burden, but a gift your spiritual radar is activating, guiding you through the unseen realms of human experience. As these sensitivities awaken, you may start to witness visual phenomena that defy conventional explanation. Flashes of light, shimmering auras, or fleeting images at the edge of your vision are gentle reminders that there is more to reality than meets the eye. These are glimpses into the spiritual dimension, invitations to trust what your soul already knows. You are being shown that the veil between the physical and the spiritual is thinning. This is a sacred opportunity to embrace the fullness of your perception. With these experiences comes a deeper knowing of a resonance with spiritual truths that transcend logic. You might find yourself understanding profound concepts or feeling an inner certainty about decisions without needing external validation. This is your intuition coming alive, speaking the language of the soul. As Rumi once said, "The wound is the place where the light enters you." In your vulnerability, in your openness, the light of divine wisdom is flowing through, illuminating your path from within. Your intuitive and psychic gifts are stirring. These are not skills to be earned. They are inherent abilities woven into the fabric of your spiritual being. Perhaps you'll sense events before they happen, feel guided towards certain people or places, or experience vivid dreams that reveal hidden messages. These gifts are waking up because you are ready. Ready to navigate the world, not just through sight and sound, but through the quiet whispers of your spirit. As these gifts emerge, you may question their validity, wondering if they're real or just imagination. But know this: your spirit is being prepared for higher service. You are being called to use these abilities to help yourself and others, to become a vessel of light in a world that often feels heavy. Your spiritual transformation is not just personal, it is purposeful. You are aligning with a greater mission, one that asks you to trust in the unseen and to walk by faith, not just by sight. Every sensation, every vision, every intuitive nudge is part of this sacred process. Your body is becoming a temple for higher frequencies. Your spirit is expanding, reaching into realms where divine love and wisdom flow freely. In this space, you are not separate from the universe, you are one with it. If this message resonates with your spirit, affirm your awakening by commenting, "I trust my intuition and embrace my spiritual gifts." 8. Realigning with divine purpose. This upgrade is not random. It is the deliberate activation of your soul's mission, a divine recalibration aligning you with the purpose that has always been inscribed upon your spirit. The restless feeling within you, the sense that something greater is calling, is not an illusion. It is the awakening of your true self, the one who has been waiting patiently beneath the surface of everyday existence. You are not who you used to be. Those old patterns, those familiar but limiting identities, are falling away because they can no longer contain the vastness of who you are becoming. The transformation underway is not just an evolution of the mind or the body. It is a profound spiritual reawakening, summoning the essence of who you were always meant to be. This is the activation of your divine potential, the ignition of soul power that has remained dormant, waiting for this very moment. It is the same spiritual force that empowered Moses to confront Pharaoh, that guided Joseph from the pit to the palace, that lifted David from the fields of sheep to the throne of Israel. This power does not arrive quietly. It comes as fire, as wind, as an undeniable force that reshapes the landscape of your life. Your physical body may feel this shift: aches, fatigue, emotional surges, yet these are not signs of weakness. They are confirmations that the upgrade is happening, that your very cells are realigning with higher frequencies of divine purpose. Every chosen one undergoes this sacred process. The world might see you as the same man, but within, a revolution is unfolding. Your thoughts are becoming sharper, your intuition more precise, your heart more open to divine guidance. This is not simply personal development. It is spiritual awakening. As the Apostle Paul wrote, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." That renewal is not a single event, but a continual unfolding, a divine recalibration, aligning you with the source of all creation. The turbulence you feel, the emotional waves, the discomfort in your body is evidence of this sacred refinement. Just as gold is purified by fire, so too are you being purified for your higher calling. The heaviness, the release of old fears, the shedding of past wounds, these are necessary steps in claiming the full measure of your spiritual power. It is uncomfortable because the old must make way for the new. The man who carried the burdens of yesterday cannot step into the promise of tomorrow. You are being prepared to wield spiritual authority, to walk in a power that transcends the physical, to move with the wisdom and courage of one who knows they are chosen. As this upgrade continues, the veil thins between who you thought you were and who you truly are. Your mission becomes clearer. Your voice grows stronger. Your presence becomes magnetic, drawing in the people, opportunities, and resources aligned with your divine assignment. This is the spiritual journey of realignment, a return to the truth that has always been alive within you. The world around you may not understand this process, but your spirit knows. It recognizes the call, the stirring, the undeniable pull towards something greater. This is the moment where your spiritual potential merges with divine intention. You are stepping into alignment with the reason you were created, embodying the mission that has always been yours. The upgrade is not something you achieve, it is something you receive. It is the unfolding of grace, the expansion of your being into realms of spiritual power you have yet to fully comprehend. If you're still here with us on this journey, comment below. I am aligned with my divine purpose. Your words help strengthen this sacred space and remind us that we are growing together. 9. Crystalline body, divine vessel. The crystalline body is not merely a concept, it is the divine vessel through which spiritual energy flows freely, unlocking realms of healing and multidimensional access. This sacred architecture within you is evolving, recalibrating your very essence to hold higher frequencies of divine light. As this transformation unfolds, it requires more than just awareness. It demands your active participation. Your nutrition, your rest, and your spiritual practices are no longer optional. They are the cornerstones of this sacred process. The old ways of living, consuming low vibrational foods, neglecting rest, ignoring the call of the spirit, can no longer sustain the vessel that you are becoming. The body you once knew is shifting into a structure as clear and resonant as crystal, capable of transmitting divine frequencies and holding the light of higher dimensions. This upgrade calls you to deeper alignment with your purpose. You are being prepared to serve at a higher spiritual level, where your presence itself becomes a conduit for healing and awakening. The crystalline body allows divine energy to move through you without distortion, without resistance, making you a beacon of light in a world that is hungry for spiritual truth. But this refinement comes with its challenges. Physical symptoms, fatigue, aches, changes in appetite are not signs of illness, but evidence of recalibration. Your body is learning to hold more light, to sustain the vibrational shifts that align you with your divine mission. Each sensation, each moment of discomfort is a reminder that transformation is taking place at the deepest levels of your being. Supporting this transformation requires devotion. Your nutrition is a sacred act. What you feed your body feeds your soul. Choose foods that are alive with energy, that nourish not just the physical form, but the spiritual vessel. Rest becomes a ritual, a time when the body integrates these higher frequencies, allowing the crystalline structure to strengthen. Spiritual practices such as meditation, prayer, and breath work are not just habits, they are the lifeblood of this evolution. They open the channels through which divine energy flows. They clear the mind. They ground the body. They uplift the soul. As you engage with these practices, you are being calibrated for a new way of being. This is not simply about personal growth. It is about stepping into the role that was always destined for you. You are called to serve at a higher level, to embody spiritual wisdom, to radiate healing and light to those around you. The crystalline body is the vehicle through which this service becomes possible. It is the sacred container for divine love, compassion, and truth, allowing you to move through the world as an instrument of higher purpose. This journey is not easy. It asks you to release what no longer serves, to surrender the comfort of the familiar, to embrace the unknown. But in doing so, you become attuned to the rhythms of the universe, to the whispers of divine guidance. You align with the flow of spiritual energy that connects all things, becoming a living expression of the divine. Your body, mind, and spirit unite in harmony, each supporting the other in this sacred dance of transformation. The crystalline body is not the end. It is the beginning of a new chapter in your spiritual evolution. It is the vessel through which you will fulfill your highest calling, through which divine energy will heal, uplift, and transform not only your life, but the lives of others. Let's come together and comment, "I am a divine vessel of light." This affirmation reminds us of the sacred upgrade happening within us. And here's a beautiful idea. Whenever you see someone comment this, take a moment to like their comment or reply with something uplifting. This simple act keeps our community connected, empowered, and aligned with divine love. If you feel this is a wonderful way to grow together, comment 1 so we can see how many radiant souls are here shining together. 10. Trust the process. You don't need to understand every detail of what's happening right now. Your mind may search for answers, wanting clarity, but the most powerful thing you can do in this moment is to have faith and surrender. This is the essence of a spiritual journey, to release the need for control and lean into trust. Faith is not always about knowing. It's about believing even when you cannot see. As the scripture reminds us in Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. What is unfolding within you and around you is divinely guided. Your body is undergoing a sacred metamorphosis, an upgrade aligned with the higher spiritual frequencies that are being woven into your life. This process does not require your intellect to dissect it or your logic to understand it. It simply asks that you surrender to the flow of divine timing and allow yourself to be transformed. You are being reshaped into the vessel you were always meant to be, a vessel capable of holding greater spiritual energy, love, and light. God and the universe are orchestrating every step, even when you cannot perceive the full picture. There is a sacred intelligence moving through every circumstance, weaving together moments of challenge and ease, rest and movement, to ensure that you emerge renewed and empowered. During this profound transition, be gentle with yourself. The body, mind, and spirit are recalibrating to align with this new level of existence, and that takes energy. You may feel tired, restless, or emotionally sensitive, and that is not a sign of weakness, but a signal that you are releasing the old and making space for the new. Just as the earth rests in winter to prepare for the bloom of spring, your soul needs periods of rest to prepare for the growth that is coming. Even Jesus withdrew to solitary places to pray and rest, recognizing that replenishment is essential for the spirit to thrive. So honor your need for stillness. Give yourself permission to rest deeply without guilt. Nourish your body with foods that support this transformation. The vibration of what you consume matters. Choose foods that carry life force: fresh fruits, vibrant vegetables, whole grains, seeds, and nuts. These are the gifts of the earth, aligned with the energy of creation itself. As Hippocrates, the father of medicine, once declared, "Let food be thy medicine, and medicine be thy food." Every meal can be a sacred act of love and care for the vessel that carries your spirit. The more you align your physical nourishment with your spiritual intentions, the smoother this metamorphosis will become. Above all, trust that you are being guided. You are not alone in this journey. The universe, God, and the angels walk alongside you, ensuring that each step you take is divinely ordered. Even when uncertainty clouds your vision, remember that there is a higher wisdom at play. Every shift, every sensation, every moment of stillness is part of this sacred process. As Rumi so eloquently wrote, try not to resist the changes that come your way. Instead, let life live through you. Surrendering to this flow allows the divine to work in ways far beyond what the mind can comprehend. This spiritual transformation is not just about what happens in your body, it is about the awakening of your soul. Your physical form is being refined to hold more light, to resonate with higher frequencies, and to carry you into the next chapter of your spiritual journey. Trust the process. Release the need to understand it all. Allow yourself to rest, nourish yourself with care, and know that you are exactly where you need to be. The divine is at work within you. To affirm your trust in this sacred journey, I invite you to declare it with faith. Comment below, "I trust the process," as a powerful reminder to yourself and an encouragement to others walking their own spiritual path. Together, let's uplift and inspire one another to surrender fully and trust the divine timing in all things. As you prepare to rest tonight, remember this: your body is not breaking down, it's breaking through. You are being divinely upgraded for the journey ahead. Trust the process, stay open, and know that God is working within you in ways you may not yet understand. If this message has stirred something in your spirit, make sure to like this video, share it with someone who needs this reminder, and subscribe to Spiritual Wisdom for more powerful insights. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss what's coming next on your path of awakening. Stay blessed, stay aware, and let the transformation unfold. This is what happens to your consciousness when you sleep. The night is more alive and more richly colored than the day. Vincent van Gogh. Have you ever wondered what truly happens to your consciousness when you sleep? While your body may lie still, your mind travels far beyond the boundaries of your waking world. In today's video on spiritual wisdom, we'll explore the mysteries of sleep and why our dreams feel more real than reality itself. Is your consciousness just resting, or is it awakening to another dimension? Drop a comment below and share your own dream experiences or thoughts on what sleep really means for the soul. Let's journey inward together and uncover the hidden wisdom behind the veil of sleep. 1. Sleep is not just physical rest. It's a shift in consciousness. While the body lies still in rest, something much more profound is unfolding beneath the surface. Sleep is not just a biological necessity. It is a sacred shift in consciousness. As your body releases tension and enters its regenerative state, your awareness begins to unhook from the material world. What feels like unconsciousness is actually the beginning of a deeper journey. In this quiet detachment from daily life, your mind moves into subtle dimensions where logic dissolves, time bends, and spiritual truth can emerge. Dreams are not random fragments of memory or imagination. They are reflections of your soul's activity in the unseen realms. Have you ever awakened from a dream that felt more meaningful than waking life? That's because your consciousness is not bound by the physical. During sleep, it becomes free to roam, observe, receive, and process. The imagery, emotions, and symbols you encounter are messages from your inner world, your intuition, and sometimes even your higher self. Sleep becomes a nightly meeting place where hidden insights rise to the surface. This experience grows more intense during a spiritual awakening. When your soul begins to expand, your dream life often transforms. You may start to experience lucid dreaming, out-of-body sensations, or feel as though you're being taught lessons or guided through certain visions. These are not hallucinations or side effects. They are confirmations. Your consciousness is being recalibrated to recognize the broader reality beyond your five senses. During sleep, the veil is thin and the spiritual realm becomes more accessible. Many people report seeing deceased loved ones, celestial beings, or traveling to unfamiliar but deeply familiar landscapes. These aren't just dreams, they're encounters. When you're going through a spiritual awakening, sleep becomes more than rest. It becomes a portal, a sacred classroom, a place where your higher consciousness explores, learns, and remembers. You're not just unconscious, you're active on levels your waking mind may not yet fully understand. The signs of this transformation are subtle but powerful. Vivid dreams, waking up with a sense of purpose, feeling as though you lived an entire lifetime in the span of a night. These moments are not accidental. They are spiritual echoes of your awakening process. Your soul is integrating lessons. Your consciousness is aligning with divine timing. And your dreams are offering clues to help you walk this path with more clarity and strength. Sleep, when viewed through this lens, becomes essential, not just for physical recovery, but for spiritual alignment. It is a mirror to your soul's evolution. It reveals what you need to see, even when you don't fully understand it. And when you begin to listen to the language of dreams, you activate a deeper awareness of who you are and why you're here. Each night becomes a sacred invitation, not just to rest, but to awaken. Are you ready to explore the hidden dimensions of your consciousness? If so, comment below, "I awaken in sleep," to show your commitment to this powerful journey within. 2. REM. Sleep activates different parts of the brain. During REM sleep, your brain enters a state where logic fades and emotion rises. The prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for reasoning and decision-making, quietly steps aside, while the emotional and visual regions become highly active. This neurological shift is what allows dreams to become vivid, symbolic, and emotionally charged. You may find yourself in places that feel more real than waking life, having conversations with people who aren't physically present, or navigating surreal experiences that defy logic. These aren't just random mental fireworks. They are your subconscious expressing what the waking mind cannot, weaving meaning into symbols and stories to process what lies beneath your awareness. This shift in brain activity opens the door to a deeper spiritual function of REM sleep. While your body lies still, your consciousness enters a fluid state, free from the boundaries of physical time and space. In this state, your awareness often travels beyond the confines of ordinary perception, connecting with memories, emotions, unresolved experiences, and sometimes even higher dimensions of thought. This is why dreams can feel like encounters, because, in many ways, they are. What appears to be fantasy is often encoded truth, cloaked in metaphor so that your soul can understand what your ego resists. Spiritual traditions have long believed that the dream state is more than imagination. It is a mirror of the soul. When your logical mind powers down, your inner wisdom has the space to speak. This is why symbols, visions, and spiritual messages often appear during REM sleep. They arrive when you're most open, when you're not trying to analyze or control. It's in the silence of reason that your deeper truth is revealed. And even if you don't remember your dreams, your spirit does. The emotional residue that lingers after waking is often the soul's way of saying, something important just happened. As the night progresses, REM stages grow longer, allowing even more time for these inner journeys. The early morning hours, in particular, hold the richest dream states. If you've ever woken from a dream that stirred your emotions deeply or left you with a sense of wonder or revelation, chances are you were emerging from a prolonged REM phase. These are the moments when consciousness dances closest to the spiritual realm, when your inner eye sees more clearly than your waking sight ever could. Your dreams may be strange, but they are not without purpose. They are the language of the unconscious, and REM sleep is the sacred space where this language is spoken. Emotional release, spiritual messages, integration of life's experiences, these all unfold while your body sleeps. This is not just recovery. It is spiritual work. And the more attuned you become to it, the more you begin to see sleep not as an escape, but as a bridge. A portal where your waking self meets your eternal self, and your consciousness returns with messages that guide, heal, and awaken. Comment below. I embrace my subconscious wisdom. If you're ready to explore the hidden truths your dreams reveal and awaken deeper spiritual insight. 3. Dreams may be more than hallucinations. MT could be the key. DMT, known as the spirit molecule, is a naturally occurring compound produced by the brain during sleep, particularly in the REM stage, where dreaming is most vivid. What's fascinating is that this same molecule is responsible for powerful spiritual experiences reported by people in altered states of consciousness. When this compound is released in trace amounts, it doesn't just create mental illusions, it may open the gateway to spiritual dimensions beyond the physical world. This blurs the line between dreams and reality, suggesting that our nightly visions could be far more than subconscious noise. They could be deeply spiritual journeys into higher realms of existence. The pineal gland, often described in spiritual texts as the seat of the soul, is believed to play a central role in this process. In ancient wisdom, this gland was revered as a portal to divine insight. Modern science now observes that this same gland becomes active during sleep, potentially releasing DMT and allowing the dreamer to experience what many describe as visions, revelations, or even communication with otherworldly beings. These dreams don't just pass. They leave emotional imprints, spiritual lessons, and sometimes a sense of having visited another reality. This aligns closely with reports from individuals who have encountered near-death experiences or who have undergone DMT ceremonies. The similarity between their accounts and the emotional texture of dreams suggests that sleep may serve as a daily bridge between the seen and unseen worlds. Rather than being a passive resting state, sleep becomes a sacred opportunity for spiritual activation. The body is still, but the consciousness is alive, moving, exploring, receiving. Men in the mature stages of life, who often carry immense responsibility, rarely get the chance to explore their inner world consciously. Yet, each night, without effort, they are given access to spiritual guidance through their dreams. What we've been taught to dismiss as random imagery could in fact be downloads from higher realms teaching us, warning us, healing us. This understanding transforms our relationship with rest. Sleep is no longer a break from life. It's a continuation of the spiritual journey. And the recurring dreams that feel too meaningful to ignore? They're often not coincidences. They're spiritual signals, aligned with the body's chemistry and the soul's longing for truth. As science begins to confirm what mystics have whispered for centuries, it becomes clear that dreaming is not just an escape. It's an exploration of the vast spiritual intelligence that exists within and beyond us. Leave a like and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss content that expands your spiritual awareness. If you believe your dreams hold deeper meaning, type in the comments, "I am open to higher dimensions." 4. Precognitive dreams suggest consciousness can transcend time. Some dreams do more than just entertain or confuse us. They reveal something deeper about the nature of consciousness itself. These are known as precognitive dreams, and they seem to offer a glimpse into events that haven't happened yet. One of the most well-known examples comes from Abraham Lincoln, who dreamed of his own death shortly before his assassination. In the dream, he saw a covered body in the White House and was told the president had been killed. Days later, that vision became reality. Stories like this suggest that when we sleep, our consciousness might be able to access information beyond the present moment, beyond the limits of linear time. In sleep, the body rests, but the mind enters another dimension of awareness. Freed from the constraints of the waking world, consciousness begins to operate differently. It becomes more sensitive, more intuitive, and sometimes even prophetic. These kinds of dreams don't follow the usual rules of logic. Instead, they speak in symbols, emotions, and vivid scenes that stay with us long after we wake up. This shift in perception is not random. It's often a sign of spiritual awakening, where the boundaries between time, space, and the self begin to dissolve. Spiritual awakening brings a new way of seeing the world. Time no longer feels like a straight line. It becomes fluid. You begin to understand that your consciousness is not just confined to your thoughts or your daily life. It stretches into something much larger, something eternal. Precognitive dreams are part of this deeper awareness. They show that your soul may already be aware of events before they unfold in the physical world. This doesn't mean you're predicting the future like a fortune teller. Instead, it means you're tapping into a higher level of perception that exists beyond the physical senses. Many people who go through a spiritual awakening notice that their dreams become more meaningful. They're no longer just random fragments of memory or emotion, they carry messages. Sometimes these messages come in the form of warnings, gentle guidance, or a strong emotional push to pay attention. What matters is that you start to notice a connection between what you dream and what begins to unfold in your waking life. That connection is your inner self, speaking from a higher plane of awareness. These dream experiences invite you to deepen your spiritual sensitivity. They encourage you to trust your intuition, honor your inner guidance, and begin to see life not just through logic, but through the lens of your soul. As your awareness grows, you may find that your sense of reality changes. You feel more aligned with the present moment, yet strangely in tune with what's ahead. This is not a fantasy. This is part of the spiritual path, where consciousness transcends the limits of time and begins to operate in harmony with divine intelligence. By paying attention to your dreams, you open a doorway to this expanded awareness. You begin to see that sleep is not just a time of rest, but a sacred space where spiritual insights emerge. Each night becomes an opportunity to receive messages from your higher self and to step further into the mystery of your soul's purpose. This is the quiet, powerful beauty of spiritual awakening, where even in your sleep, your soul continues to awaken. If this message has opened your mind to the mystery of time and consciousness, leave a comment of faith. I trust the visions placed in my spirit. I believe my future is divinely guided. 5. Sleep paralysis and astral projection may be transitional states. Sleep paralysis is often labeled as a malfunction of the brain, a strange moment when the mind awakens before the body does. But this scientific explanation barely scratches the surface of a much deeper, more spiritual experience. In those unsettling moments when you're unable to move, yet completely conscious, something extraordinary may be happening. Your awareness could be shifting between dimensions, entering a liminal space that exists between the physical and the spiritual realms. What feels like paralysis might actually be the beginning of an energetic detachment from the body, a natural prelude to astral projection. Many who experience sleep paralysis report more than just physical stillness. They describe sensations of floating, feeling an unseen presence, or hearing sounds that don't exist in the physical world. These moments are not just imagined. They carry spiritual weight and have been documented for centuries across cultures. Ancient mystics spoke of soul travel. Shamans described journeying between worlds, and even modern-day spiritual teachers recognize these states as signs of deeper consciousness expanding. When this phenomenon is viewed through a spiritual lens, sleep paralysis becomes less of a disorder and more of a doorway. In this suspended state, the soul may be preparing for astral travel, where it temporarily separates from the physical form to explore non-physical realms. This is a sacred transition, one that allows you to move beyond your earthly identity and access higher wisdom. The fear that often accompanies sleep paralysis may come from the ego, which is terrified of losing control. But the soul knows this space well. As Plato once said, the soul takes flight to the world that is invisible, but when she arrives, she is sure of bliss. These experiences are not accidents. They are invitations to awaken spiritually. The vibrational sensations, the feeling of weightlessness, and even the eerie calm are signs that your spiritual body is activating. These aren't hallucinations. They're energetic signatures of movement through different layers of reality. The conscious mind may resist, but the spiritual self understands that this is an opportunity for transformation. What you're encountering isn't just a sleep anomaly. It's a portal, a transition, a powerful sign that your consciousness is evolving beyond the boundaries of the material world. You are not stuck. You are crossing over. You are becoming aware of the vast spiritual dimensions that exist beyond the veil of ordinary life. Sleep paralysis, then, is not something to escape. It is something to explore. When embraced with awareness, it becomes a tool for growth, a bridge into hidden layers of your own consciousness, and a key to unlocking spiritual potential that few dare to access. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever experienced sleep paralysis or felt your consciousness shift beyond the physical? I'd love to hear your story. Now, let's dive deeper into the powerful signs that reveal we are more than just this body. 6. Dreams might be access points to parallel realities. Many dream experiences feel so vivid and emotionally intense that they linger long after we wake up. Sometimes, they even feel more real than our waking life. These dreams may not be random at all. They might be spiritual access points into alternate realities or parallel timelines. According to the multiverse theory, our universe is not the only one. There are infinite versions of reality, and in each one, there could be another version of you living a different life. When we sleep, especially during REM stages, our consciousness may begin to drift and navigate these infinite dimensions, unbound by physical laws or linear time. This could explain why some dreams carry a strange sense of familiarity. You might find yourself in a city you've never been to, yet you know exactly where everything is. You meet someone for the first time, yet feel deeply connected to them. These could be memories, not from this life, but from another existence your spirit is exploring. Dreams might be spiritual fragments of lives unfolding in other realities, and your soul, timeless, vast, and multidimensional, might be tuning into those frequencies during your sleep. Many people report experiencing the same dream locations again and again over years. Others live out entire storylines in their dreams that feel like a second life. These aren't mere tricks of the mind. They might be spiritual threads connecting different versions of your consciousness across the multiverse. In these moments, your soul could be engaging in lessons, healing, or spiritual missions happening in alternate timelines. And the emotions you feel in those dreams, love, fear, freedom, or sorrow, are all real experiences for the other you who exists beyond this one body and this one lifetime. Quantum physics gives us a glimpse into how this is possible. If particles can exist in multiple states at once, then it's not so far-fetched to consider that consciousness rooted in spirit can do the same. Your soul may have many expressions, and sleep may be the time when your awareness shifts from this present reality to others. It's not about fantasy. It's about a deeper truth of existence that science is only beginning to understand, but which spiritual wisdom has always known. For thousands of years, mystics and spiritual traditions have honored dreams as sacred. They believed dreams were divine messages, soul journeys, and glimpses into other realms. Indigenous shamans entered dream states to receive guidance and healing. In many ancient cultures, dream time was considered just as real and sometimes even more important than waking life. Today, we are rediscovering this wisdom. When you dream, your spirit may be journeying across dimensions, reconnecting with parts of yourself scattered throughout the cosmos. That's why paying attention to your dreams isn't just interesting, it's spiritually powerful. When you start keeping track of recurring themes, symbols, or feelings, you begin to decode the language of your soul. Each dream becomes a message, a lesson, a reminder that you are not limited to this one reality. You are a spiritual being, moving through a much larger existence, one that stretches beyond time, space, and the physical world. Dreams, then, are not escapes. They are gateways. If you believe your dreams may be windows into parallel worlds, comment below. I journey through dimensions to affirm your connection to the multiverse and inspire others to explore their deeper consciousness. 7. Forgetting dreams may be protective or a limitation of the brain. We often forget our dreams because the hippocampus, the part of the brain responsible for memory, becomes less active during sleep. Scientifically, this explains why so many dreams fade the moment we wake up. However, when we look at this from a spiritual perspective, the forgetfulness itself may not be a flaw. It could be a form of protection. In the depths of sleep, the conscious mind steps aside, and our awareness enters realms that are sometimes far more vivid, emotional, or even unsettling than waking life. These dream experiences might hold truths, symbols, or energetic impressions that are too intense for the conscious mind to process all at once. Forgetting them, then, might be a way for the soul to gently filter what it's not yet ready to handle. Rather than seeing forgotten dreams as lost opportunities, we can view them as sacred mysteries, experiences that still affect us, even if they escape our memory. During sleep, consciousness doesn't disappear. It shifts. It explores subtle dimensions, spiritual lessons, and emotional healing, all while the body rests. Even without recall, those nightly journeys can influence our waking thoughts, decisions, or emotional clarity. That sudden gut feeling or unexpected moment of insight during the day might be the echo of a dream your soul remembers, even if your mind does not. This process is deeply intertwined with the path of spiritual awakening. As we grow in awareness, we start to understand that not all wisdom comes through the logical mind. Some of it arrives through dreams, symbols, or silent inner shifts that can't be fully explained. Forgetting a dream doesn't mean it didn't happen or didn't matter. It simply means that your higher self is doing the work in the background, beyond the grasp of the conscious mind. And in this way, spiritual growth continues, even when we sleep. Instead of fighting to remember every detail of a dream, we can learn to honor what is revealed and what is withheld. By creating a bedtime ritual, like setting an intention before sleep, journaling what we do remember, or practicing gratitude for the unseen work being done, we align ourselves with the deeper rhythms of the soul. Sleep becomes more than rest. It becomes an active dimension of transformation. So while the brain may not retain every dream, the Spirit never forgets. It integrates each journey, lesson, and healing moment into your being. This quiet, unseen evolution is part of the sacred design of spiritual awakening. Even in forgetfulness, there is movement. Even in the dark, you are growing. To affirm your openness to the hidden wisdom within your dreams, comment below. I trust the mystery. Your words may inspire others to explore the unseen layers of their consciousness and honor the spiritual purpose behind what is remembered and what is not. Thank you for taking this journey with us into the mysterious world of consciousness and sleep. As we've explored, there's far more happening beneath the surface than most of us realize. Your mind may rest, but your consciousness continues to travel, explore, and evolve in ways that can shape your spiritual path. If this message resonated with you or opened your eyes to something new, don't keep it to yourself and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Remember to like this video, subscribe to Spiritual Wisdom, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another insight that could transform your inner world. And if you've ever experienced something unexplainable during sleep, drop a comment below. We'd love to hear your story. Until next time, stay awakened, stay curious, and keep growing. The truth about women who live alone without a man. As the great Rumi once said, "Don't get lost in your pain. Know that one day your pain will become your cure." This message resonates deeply with today's topic because living alone, especially as a woman, is often misunderstood. But what if solitude is not loneliness, but sacred space for healing, discovery, and empowerment? In this video on spiritual wisdom, we'll uncover the truth about women who choose to live alone without a man. Women who are chosen ones, walking a spiritual path that few understand. Have you ever felt called to stand apart from the crowd, to reclaim your power in silence? If so, comment below and share your thoughts. Let's create a space where we honor the strength in choosing yourself. 1. Living alone is not loneliness. Women who choose to live alone are often misunderstood. The world may assume they are lonely, heartbroken, or unable to find love, but the truth runs deeper. It is a spiritual choice, a sacred journey of self-discovery, strength, and freedom. This path is not born out of lack, but of intention. These women are not avoiding love. They are embracing a greater love, the love of self, the love of truth, and the love of the divine whisper that calls them inward. In solitude, silence becomes a sanctuary, not an emptiness. It is in this quiet space that they hear the voice of their own soul more clearly. The distractions fade, the noise of societal expectations disappears, and what remains is a powerful clarity. Here, in the stillness, they connect deeply with their spiritual essence, understanding that their worth is not tied to relationships or external validation, but flows from within. This sacred solitude becomes a fertile ground where spiritual growth takes root, where healing happens, and where personal power is reclaimed. Such women are not cold or distant. They are discerning. They have learned that giving their light to those who cannot appreciate its warmth only dims their own flame. Protecting their energy becomes an act of spiritual maturity. Not everyone deserves access to their sacred frequency, and they honor this truth without guilt. Carl Jung once said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." And these women are living that privilege, even if it means walking a path that few understand. Society often views a woman's solitude as a problem to be solved, a phase to be fixed. But this solitude is her strength. It challenges long-standing narratives that say a woman is incomplete without a partner. It confronts the myth of emotional dependency and dismantles the illusion that she needs saving. Her independence shakes the foundation of control. For a woman who does not need to be rescued is a woman who cannot be controlled. She becomes a mirror that reflects the fears and insecurities of others, and in doing so, she holds a space for transformation, not just for herself, but for everyone around her. This journey is not about rejecting love, but about holding out for love that honors the soul. These women are not closing themselves off. They are waiting, if love comes, for a connection that recognizes their spirit before their form, their essence before their role. Until then, their solitude is enough. It is their spiritual training ground, preparing them for relationships built on mutual respect and truth, not on need or dependency. The world may find this uncomfortable because it breaks the logic of control and dependency that has shaped so many stories about women. But this discomfort is necessary. It opens the door to a new kind of freedom, a freedom rooted in self-awareness and spiritual alignment. These women are not isolated. They are whole. Their solitude is not a prison, but a temple where they meet the divine within themselves. For those who resonate with this truth, this is not a lonely path, but a chosen one. It is a spiritual calling that demands courage, discernment, and trust. It asks for a deep commitment to self and to the sacred work of inner growth. And in that commitment, these women find a freedom and power that few can understand, but many secretly long for. Have you ever embraced solitude as a path to self-discovery? If so, share your experience in the comments below to inspire others. If not, comment, "I will honor my solitude," to begin your journey of inner strength and freedom. Let's walk this empowering path together. 2. Emotional maturity and selectivity. These women are not cold. They have simply stopped burning for those who never valued their warmth. Their solitude is not a reflection of rejection, but an embodiment of spiritual discernment. In a world that often confuses busyness with fulfillment, they have learned to distinguish between what nourishes their soul and what drains it. Solitude for them is not a void to be filled, but a sanctuary to be honored. They choose peace over attention, authenticity over approval, understanding that external validation can never replace internal alignment. This emotional maturity is not born from bitterness, but from wisdom earned through experience. Like fire, their warmth is sacred. Fire can illuminate, comfort, and sustain life, but it can also be extinguished when mishandled. These women no longer offer their fire to those unwilling to tend it. This is not withdrawal. It is the ultimate act of self-respect, a recognition that their energy is not an unlimited resource, but a divine gift that must be guarded. Spiritual wisdom teaches them that the heart is a sacred altar, not a public square. Selectivity becomes their shield. It is not arrogance. It is stewardship over their emotional and spiritual well-being. Just as a gardener prunes away what no longer serves the health of the tree, they prune relationships that bear no good fruit. As it says in Matthew 7, "By their fruits you will recognize them. They evaluate the fruit of every connection, asking not how it appears, but how it feels, whether it fosters growth, peace, and alignment with their highest self. In choosing solitude, they embrace a powerful paradox, standing alone yet feeling whole. The world tells them they need someone to complete them, but they know the truth. Completion comes from within. They are not waiting to be rescued. They are walking fully in their spiritual purpose. This level of self-containment is unsettling to many because it confronts the myth that love must come from the outside to feel real. But these women know that real love begins with self-honor, and only from that place can they offer love to others without losing themselves. Their discernment is spiritual armor. They sense when energy is misaligned, when words are empty, when presence is performative. They trust their intuition because it has never led them astray. They understand, as Carl Jung once said, that your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. This clarity allows them to see beyond